That blocked field goal last week in Denver, picked up by Dennis Smith, returned for a touchdown. The Chargers come into the ballgame today 5-6. That's a game that they had in their hand and lost.
San Diego comes in with the #1 offense in the National Football League, with Fouts throwing and 2 of the most sensational young backs in the league catching the ball.
Yeah, both these guys are exceptional. Gary Anderson in just 7 games scored 6 touchdowns for the Chargers. James leads them in receiving yardage, rushing yardage, kickoff return yardage, and punt return yardage. That little kid got more big plays than Neil Simon.
And the Houston Oilers coach Hugh Campbell needs a win today, because the word in Houston is Hugh's days could be numbered. They need a big, and the quarterback's out. Warren Moon shelled with an injury, and he's got to go with a young guy.
Last week, Warren Moon on a scramble. You can see the shot he takes from Donnie Shell. A hip pointer is the diagnosis. He has been very stiff all week. So the young man out of West Virginia, his 7th start. First 6 came at the end of the 1983 season. His first start of the 1985 season today.
Don Coryell, head coach of the Chargers, looking to put a win streak together now. And there's his counterpart Hugh Campbell, who, if you're not familiar with him, coached 5 straight Canadian Football League championship teams at Edmonton, but is under the gun right now here in Houston. Hugh Campbell, as you see, in his 3rd season, and the Oilers haven't been doing well of late. There are the men who will be back to receive the Chargers kickoff. Perky Walls, number 84, is back, and Willie Drury and other sprinting wide receivers back with him. Ralph Moshenko is ready to kick the ball off for San Diego. So we're set to go at the Astrodome in Houston. Moshenko, the rookie from Michigan State, left foots the ball. One hopper downfield, and here comes Willie Drury. Breaks it across the 30, and he's out close to the 34-yard line. So the young quarterback Oliver Luck from West Virginia, ready to make his first start since the final game of the '83 season. With Butch Woolfolk and Larry Moriarty his runners, the Oilers do not run the ball well. Ken Smith and Drew Hill are the wide receivers. Hill, an ex-Rams, been very productive, but the passing game has not. It's last in the NFL. Conversely, the Chargers, of course, come in with the best passing offense in pro football. A lot of talent in the offensive line. Some people banged up. Oilers could explode at that area, though, before long. Right now, Oliver Luck goes 1st and 10 and hands off and running hard with the ball. Here's Mike Rozier, surprise starter. The former Heisman Trophy winner from Nebraska moves it out, and the free safety for the Chargers, Jeffrey Dale, a rookie, knocked him down. San Diego across the defensive front has its leading sacker Lee Joaquin as the nose tackle. Linebackers Lyndon King, Mike Green, leading tackler Billy Ray Smith, and the veteran Woodrow Lowe. 2 rookies start in the Chargers secondary. John Hendy at left corner, Jeffrey Dale at safety. First down carry by Rozier as Oliver Luck hands off again, and once again they go to the draw play. This time Moriarty takes it ahead for a gain of about 3. Knockdown on the play was made by inside linebacker Mike Green. Trump?
Don, you said at the outset that the Houston Oilers don't run the ball very well. You're right. They only average 3.6 yards per carry. That's one of the lowest numbers you can find in the NFL.
And the Oiler defense has had a problem stopping the run. Oilers giving up 4.6 yards to the rush of their opponent, and consequently they've not maintained ball possession. Steelers had it 2/3 of the time in blowing out the Oilers last week. On 2nd down and a long 6, Oliver Luck gets some time, and it runs out. Looping the ball down the sidelines, and Tim Smith almost had it. Down at the 21-yard line. Just off his hands, John Hendy, the rookie cornerback, was the man they were working against.
Last week, of course, Oliver Luck came in. He's taken the vast majority of the snaps for the Houston Oilers. And he's got a good arm, good touch on it. This ball almost caught by Tim Smith, which would have been a big play, which is what the Houston Oilers need, because there's always the pressure when you play San Diego that you play up-tempo to keep pace with their scoring.
Defense has had a problem stopping the run. Oilers giving up 4.6 yards to the rush of their opponent, and consequently they've not maintained ball possession. Steelers had it 2/3 of the time in blowing out the Oilers last week. On 2nd down and a long 6, Oliver Luck gets some time, and it runs out. Looping the ball down the sidelines, and Tim Smith almost had it. Down at the 21-yard line. Just off his hands, John Hendy, the rookie cornerback, was the man they were working against.
Last week, of course, Oliver Luck came in with the injury to Warren Moon. This week, he's taken the vast majority of the snaps for the Houston Oilers. And he's got a good arm, good touch on it. This ball almost caught by Tim Smith, which would have been a big play, which is what the Houston Oilers need, because there's always the pressure when you play San Diego that you play up-tempo to keep pace with their scoring.
They're tough to outscore the Chargers. They've not had the ball yet, though, now, as the Oilers on this opening drive have a 3rd down and 7. Got Smith going in motion. Oliver Luck gets some time. Now he runs out of it. Ball lofted downfield. And it's caught by Smith. There's a penalty marker down against the Chargers. There's also a holding call against Houston, I believe.
Yeah, that 2 plays will wash. It'll be 3rd down and 8 again. That was a smart play by Smith at the end. Hendy, the man in coverage, you could see Smith really made no attempt to inform the defensive back that the ball was coming. And, of course, the interference call.
2 defensive pass interference, number 29, offset.
Ben Dreith, the referee, with offsetting penalty. So we'll do it again.
Holding call happens up the middle. I think you can see it on number 62, John Schumacher. But Smith there does it. That's a good acting job. Hendy never knew the ball was away from the quarterback's hand.
So Oliver Luck, the starting quarterback, in the absence of injured Warren Moon. He's on the sideline with a hip pointer. Warren Moon is in uniform, though, and could come in. Oliver Luck now at the 3rd and 7 call again. Ball position, 47-yard line of Houston. A blitz, and they get Luck. Free ball. Oilers get it back at their 40, but they'll have to punt the ball. Earl Wilson came through, number 93, first-year player from Kentucky, and got a claw on the helmet of Oliver Luck, and the head almost came with it.
Yeah, well described. They ran a game. San Diego did up front. Wilson was untouched coming from the outside, and you're right, he got a hold of Oliver Luck's helmet and almost spun him around there.
So here is a rookie punting very well for the Oilers from last year's national champion in college football, Brigham Young, Lee Johnson. You see his average 43 yards a punt. And the gifted one, Little Train James, is back for San Diego, standing at his 15-yard line. Barefoot punt hit downfield. It's a wobbler and takes a big hop for the Oilers, rolling all the way down inside the 5, and the ball's going to be down inside the 3. Audrey McMillan came down to cover, so the San Diego Chargers get the ball for the first time, but they start out in jail. A 56-yard punt by the... We're back at the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. Chargers get the ball for the first time in the game, but they get it deep in their own end after a 56-yard punt by the rookie for the Houston Oilers, Lee Johnson. What do they do here, Trump? Usually Fouts comes out, fires some for about 15 yards to a tight end coming underneath. They've got so many plays, the Chargers, that you don't know what they're going to do. And Fouts has been known to get himself out of jail by going to a tight end early down in his own area. 1st and 10, and Dan Fouts not shy, putting it up from his end zone, throwing downfield. It's incomplete to Chandler. Dan Fouts firing on 1st down from his end zone, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Dan Fouts at quarterback. Lionel James and Tim Spencer, the former Ohio State Buckeye. Starting in the backfield, Charlie Joyner and Wes Chandler will be the wide receivers. Kellen Winslow, the tight end, although much of the time the Chargers will go with 2. Offensive line of Lachey, White, Masick, McKnight, and Clapham. Dan Fouts and the Chargers in a scoreless game with their first possession in the first quarter, 2nd down and 10. Fouts gets some time, swings it out to Anderson, and Gary Anderson breaks it ahead, and he's got a 1st down for San Diego. Anderson's a player with the great ability to accelerate. Defensively, Ray Childress is a player to watch. He was the 2nd player picked in the entire draft last time around out of Texas A&M. Pretty good linebacking core, very active, a lot of hitters back there. There's nothing wrong with this Houston defense, a very aggressive group.
Except, Don, it may be tired. Terry Glanville, their defensive coordinator, told me over the last 2 weeks, their defense has played 82 minutes out of 120.
We point out that Anderson was out of bounds before he got to the 1st down, so it's 3rd and 2, and they go to the run. Little Train James gets across the 15-yard line. Might be a free ball. And the Oilers think they have it inside the San Diego 20. Lionel James got enough for the 1st down, but he lost the ball, and Houston takes over. Fumble recovery. Looked like Keith Bostic got it.
Now, one thing about this Houston Oilers football team, they don't turn the ball over much, And they do come up with the turnovers. This chance-taking defense that's designed by Jerry Glanville. Let's see. Ball punched out by Brian Soche and recovered by Bostic. Watch 72. Puts his arm right in there. And there's a scramble for the ball, but the Houston Oilers have it.
So Shea, as you saw, poked right at the ball and got it away. So the first big break of the game goes to the Oilers. They go 1st and 10 from inside the Charger 20. No score, first quarter. Out of her luck to Larry Moriarty, and the Chargers knock him down at about the 17-yard line. Woody Lowe came across to make the hit. As the scoreboard is starting to show some numbers now early on this 12th week of play. Washington has gone in front of Pittsburgh 7-0. 2-yard run by George Rogers. Cleveland has taken a 3-0 lead over Cincinnati on a Matt Barfield goal. And New Orleans leads 7-0 over the Vikings on a Wayne Wilson 41-yard touchdown run. On 2nd and 8, there's a blitz by Lowe, but he wisely does Oliver Luck get the ball away, although too far for Mike Rozier swinging out. They're putting heat on Luck early.
Yeah, good idea. And if you wonder why the Houston Oilers have had problems all this season, in 9 of the 11 games they've played to this point, they've been shut out in the first quarter. They scored a grand total of 10 points in 11 games in the first quarter.
And their opposition scored 77. And that's been the problem for Hugh Campbell and his Oilers. They've been in a hole early. Not in this game, though, as right now they have a chance to put up the first points of the game inside the San Diego Charger 20-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 8 at about the 16. 3 wide receivers in the game. Luck goes to Moriarty, and Larry Moriarty, a power back from Notre Dame, goes in standing up. And the Oilers are on the board with a 6-0 lead.
Was untouched. That was a nice little trap run by the Houston Oilers. Just their 2nd touchdown scored now in 11 games plus a quarter in the 1985 season. Watch the trap. Good job done by those big offensive line. Bruce Matthews makes a heck of a block. A downfield block by a wide receiver. And the 6 points looked easy there for the Houston Oilers.
Didn't take long, so the Oilers capitalize on the turnover. The fumble by Lionel James is turned into a touchdown. Now Zendejas is on to try to point after, and as you see, he's got that up and through. And with 11:29 to play in the first quarter, the Houston Oilers take a 7-0 lead. We'll be back with the Oilers kickoff after this. Thanksgiving Day, it's coming up on NBC Sports. The Jets and the Detroit Lions. The Lions trump especially tough at home in that Silverdome, and the Jets look like they could be a Super Bowl contender.
Another big hurdle for the New York Jets to get over.
Right now, the Oilers are ready to kick it off. Lee Johnson hits it downfield with a shoe on. He drives Little Train 8 yards deep, and he won't bring it out. Last time, you'll remember, he had the ball. It was a fumble. Subsequently turned into a touchdown by the Oilers on a 16-yard run by Moriarty.
And Don, we go back to that run by Moriarty. I like to give assists to players, and Drew Hill, number 85, right there with an excellent block on Hendy. And Larry Moriarty goes into the end zone untouched, and a big assist to Drew Hill. That's nice.
It was nice for the Oilers. That's only their 2nd touchdown in the first quarter this season. And their longest running touchdown of the year. Here is a handoff now, and going with the ball is Buford McGee for the Chargers. He keeps working, gets out across the 20, and to about the 24-yard line they'll spot the ball. Knocked down by a rookie outside linebacker Frank Bush. Defensive end Jesse Baker as McGee comes out. Scoreboard keeps changing. And here are 3 more coming in. New York Jets have taken a 3-0 lead over New England on a Pat Leahy field goal. Miami's gone in front of Buffalo 7-0. Dan Marino just threw a touchdown pass. Ron Davenport, Minnesota and Detroit. And New Orleans and Minnesota now tied 7-7. Handoff. Here comes Little Train James, and he breaks it across the 30 and the 40. And Little Train is all the way out to the 43-yard line.
This kid is just unbelievable. And when you talk to the San Diego Charger coaches, he's a wide receiver. They give him the ball just to keep the defense honest. Good pull by Ed White out in front. This guy was thought by most people in the NFL too small to play, and he is about to break the all-time record for total yards. That's offensive yards, rushing, receiving, kickoff return, punt returns in a season at 5'6", 170.
Record set 10 years ago by Terry Metcalf, then of the St. Louis Cardinals, now retired. Dan Fouts on first down throws to Little Train, and he's ahead for yet another San Diego first down across midfield. He's to the 45-yard line of Houston.
You can see the timing of this San Diego offense. Fouts and his receivers read the defense and the coverage so very, very well. That time James goes in motion. No one goes with him. And, of course, that means he's the hot receiver. Fouts gets it to him for an easy first down pickup. There's so many ways they use James.
65 receptions this season for Little Train. He's the #1 receiver in the NFL. He came into the game tied as #1. Greg of San Francisco is tied with him. He goes tomorrow night. Now, Fouts throws, man wide open. That's Kellen Winslow, and he's down to the 26-yard line. When the Charger offense gets up to speed, it doesn't take long.
It's absolutely amazing that the San Diego Chargers, their philosophy offensively, give me the 4 best offensive players, skill position on the field at the same time. Winslow's one of them. Chandler's one of them. Certainly James is one of them. And Anderson. And they just run those guys back and forth in motion down the field. This is high-tech offense here.
High-tech it is. A lot of different looks. Hugh Campbell, the Houston coach, says after looking at films of Fouts, he's never played better than he has recently. Although he didn't think he had that good a game last week at Denver, Fouts didn't think so. Here is Chandler moving the ball inside, and he's down to about the 18-yard line. A pickup about 8 on first down. Another thing about Fouts, if you're a receiver, be ready, because if you're open, you'll get it. He spreads the ball around.
Yeah. Don, I'm sure that the first thing that the offensive coaches of San Diego teach all their receivers is when you run the pattern, get your head back to the quarterback, because he's going to throw it to you. This is a very sophisticated timing passing game by the San Diego Chargers.
Right now on 2nd down and 2, the Chargers mounting a challenge. They trail 7-0. Tim Spencer, a strong back out of the U.S. Football League, takes it ahead, and he is ahead for a first down for the Chargers down to the 15-yard line. Keith Bostic, the strong safety, makes the knockdown, but on this drive, the Oilers seem helpless to stop the San Diego offense.
Yeah, Bostic has been very busy over the last couple of weeks. So has Bo Eason. Last week against Pittsburgh, they had 22 solo tackles between them. And that's good. They did their job, but running backs aren't supposed to be 12 or 15 yards deep before the safety makes the tackle.
Houston's had a problem stopping the run, as you pointed out, Trump. They grade out 27th in the NFL against the run. Pitch back. Spencer looks for a block. Not much there, and here's a penalty marker coming in after the play. Jesse Baker, 75, and Ray Childress, the other defensive end, will combine down the stop. Now while we have a moment on the field, let's go to Ahmad Rashad at NFL 85. Ahmad.
All right, Don, in Buffalo, Dan Marino gets the Dolphins on the scoreboard with this 7-yard touchdown pass to running back Ron Davenport. In the first quarter, the Dolphins lead it 7-0.
Thank you, Ahmad. And that's what we have here in Houston. A 7-0 count as a holding call is signaled against the Chargers. So that sets them back to the Houston 25-yard line. It brings up first down and 20 for Dan Fouts. Dan Coryell told his team this week, we've got to get a winning streak. It's got to start right now. Chargers are still confident they can win their last 5 and get in to the playoffs. Penalty markers down all over as the play is whistled dead with 7:11 to play in the first quarter.
3 of them on the field. 3 penalty flags.
False start, offense number 68.
False start by the offense.
Chargers misfiring on consecutive plays now, so they go 1st and 25. Pittsburgh has gotten on the board in the game against Washington. Gary Anderson, another Gary Anderson, kicked a 22-yard field goal for the Steelers. Now Dan Fouts on the offense with their work cut out. Consecutive penalties make it 1st and 25 for San Diego. Houston leads 7-0 in the first quarter. Fouts looks, going long. Joyner's out there. The ex-Oiler has the ball and loses at the 1-yard line.
That was very close coverage by Patrick Allen. Dan Fouts did a good job of just getting the ball up in the air, allowed Charlie Joyner to run underneath it. Let's see if we can see Patrick Allen look back at the quarterback. Yes, coincidental contact no matter what happens there. Charlie from Houston, he's 3 catches from 700.
All-time leader. Dan Fouts says he's going to retire when we let him. 17th year. Now Fouts with a 2nd and 25 play call from the 30-yard line.
That's on Winslow. He jumped off sides there.
Chargers a bit over anxious to get that touchdown back. Oilers capitalized on a fumble recovery, and right after that Larry Moriarty ran in from 16 yards out for the only score of this game. Right now it's 7-0 Houston.
80.
The Chargers started out 1st and 10 at the Houston 16-yard line. They're now going to be back at about the 35-yard line. It's still first down. I take it. It's second down, 35 yards.
The series going way back to the original American Football League. Chargers, of course, the leader, as you see. Oilers have been the dominant team in the Astrodome. End off. Anderson is stuck right at the 35-yard line as he went on a delayed draw, and Jeff Donaldson, an extra defensive back, came up and hit him head-on. Nowhere to go for Gary Anderson. So now 3rd and long yardage comes up for Dan Fouts and the Chargers.
Don, one of the things I'll tell you about this Houston Oilers defense under Jerry Glanville, they might have more looks than any defense you can find in the NFL. That time it appeared that Donaldson had Gary Anderson one-on-one, just waited at the line of scrimmage for him. When the draw started, he was there to make the tackle. Did his job.
Did it well. 6:29 to play. Clock running in the first quarter. Oilers lead the game 7-0.
Showing blitz, Houston is.
Lots of people up on that line of scrimmage. Dan Fouts might have a free play here, going with a long ball down to Trumaine Johnson. And it's incomplete at the goal line after almost being intercepted. But there was motion in the Oiler defensive line, but maybe they were drawn off. Let's see.
I think that's going to be against Ray Childress, the defensive end. He was a little quick. Boy, this has been a series of nothing but penalties.
Defense offside. The man over the middle.
So far with 6:15 left to play in the first quarter.
Very quiet in the Astrodome, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost like a painting right now with this team 4-7. It can get loud, though.
Yeah. This is a stadium and a franchise that's gone through some real ups and downs. Remember the rope? Remember the steel door?
Can they kick that one in?
No, they didn't. They're still trying.
3rd down. Here's Dan Fouts against a blitz. They give him some time. Look at that throw, but it's too high, and it was almost intercepted by Eason, the free safety, roving back at the 5-yard line. So Dan Fouts in the offense took the ball down the field and then misfired with a series of penalties that took them out of range. And now the offense comes off. He was going to Wes Chandler on the play.
Wes Chandler, a very deep header. Now this is a little bit of excitement here. Bob Thomas comes in last week 1 for 4. Had 2 field goals blocked.
12 for 20 for the year. He's only 1 of 6 outside the 40. This is going to be a 48-yard attempt. He can hit it that far, no problem, but he hasn't been doing it lately. This time he shoots one up and he doesn't get there. So Bob Thomas comes up empty for the Chargers, and they fail to get points on that drive, and the Houston Oilers take over the ball 1st and 10 when we come back to Houston, Texas, the fastest growing city in America. Spinner from 48. It's not there, and the Oilers continue to lead the game 7-0. Don Coryell's Chargers move the ball down the field, but then misfired on some penalties, and now after a missed field goal, the Houston Oilers leading 7-0 have the ball back. 1st and 10 at their 30. Oliver Luck hands off. Butch Woolfolk breaks it for the moment, gets ahead for a gain of about 4 yards to the 34-yard line. Coming up to make the hit was Billy Ray Smith for San Diego.
This young man for the Houston Oilers has been a real godsend. He has really played very well. Good lead block by Larry Moriarty. Woolfolk, a tough runner, also a great receiver for the Houston Oilers. He did nothing really for the New York Giants. Has kind of blossomed here in Houston.
He's been their best runner, although they've not really had an outstanding runner this year, and has caught a lot of balls. Now Oliver Luck play fake, and he can run as you see him sprint out and deliver the pass, but it's incomplete. Very nearly caught and fumbled out at the 45-yard line of San Diego. Jamie Williams, a big tight end from Nebraska, originally drafted in the 2nd round by the Giants and waived.
There's Warren Moon on the sideline with a bad hip. That was a poorly thrown pass by Oliver Luck.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Houston Oilers and the National Football League is prohibited. 5:22 to go in the first quarter. Third down and 6 to go for Houston. Oilers lead the game 7-0. Oliver Luck loops one out. Butch Woolfolk is ahead for a Houston first down as the San Diego defense was back in the zone and Butch Woolfolk came underneath it. 47th reception of the season.
He's a good receiver and he's got great moves once you get him the ball. Watch this initial move. He catches it, little juke step outside. And that confuses the two cornerbacks, and then 90 Fred Robinson really nails Butch Woolfolk, but he's back in the backfield ready to go again.
Woolfolk very fast, but he's also strong. 6'1", 218 pounds. Drafted #1 by the Giants back in '82. Oliver Luck on first down loops it out and swings it out again to Woolfolk. He eludes tacklers and he can go. But he's run down by rookie John Hendy before breaking at the distance. John Hendy down on the field.
Looks hurt. What did he do?
Might have taken a shoe in the stomach when he went down on him.
Not sure exactly what happened, but once again, Woolfolk just is an outlet receiver. Luck is looking downfield. Watch his quickness again. Runs away from Mike Green. Hendy 29 on the tackle. Looks like he got hit in the ribs, Don.
So John Hendy is attended to. Breaking the action. We'll be back after this. John Hendy's okay. Has to come out for a play. Right now another rookie, Wayne Davis, is in. Wayne had his problems early in the season, particularly against Deep Pete Turner of the Seattle Seahawks, who burned him for 3 scoring catches. Woolfolk takes the ball on 2nd and 3 and gets very close to a first down. Looks like he might be just short. Did cross midfield down to the Charger 48 where Gil Bird knocked him down.
John Hendy comes right back in the ball game, and to this point Houston Oilers very, very happy to go underneath the coverage of the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah, this helps the Houston Oilers. There's no question they're only 2 games back of Pittsburgh at the day's outset despite a 4-7 record. Washington now leading the Steelers 14-3 in the first quarter. Jay Schrader just threw a touchdown pass to tight end Clint Didier. New Orleans up on favored Minnesota 14-7. As we go to action now with 3rd down and less than a yard coming up for the Houston Oilers, who lead this game 7-0. Oliver Luck breaks it and gets ahead for a first down and 4 more.
Billy Ray Smith on the tackle. Luck, a very resourceful quarterback, not only at West Virginia, but here with the Houston Oilers. But Don, I don't know that that was a planned play. It appeared to me that there's always this automatic signal between the center and the quarterback, and you might be able to pinch him on the leg or something, and we go this way, and he picks up the first down.
It looked like it might have been called, but whatever, the result was what the Oilers wanted. They get a first down. Drive on late in the first quarter. Oilers in the lead 7-0. Markers down again. It's been a sloppy game from that standpoint. Players leaving early. Over anxious. Mike Munchak might have been in motion.
Offense 63. False start.
Right. Now, I'll tell you what, the Houston Oilers use a rhythmic count. You can no longer say that this is a young team. They played, let's see, they actually played 7 exhibition games because they were in the Hall of Fame game. And this is the 12th game of the season, regular season. You can't blame that on being rookies, and Munchak is not. That's unforgivable. That's a lack of concentration.
As you see, 5 penalties so far. We have 2:33 to play in the first quarter. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. It's 7-0 Houston here at the Astrodome. Oliver Luck on 1st and 15 lets her go long. And the ball is almost intercepted. Nice coverage by the Oilers. They were going there by the Chargers. Danny Walters running stride for stride with Drew Hill, who has been Houston's main deep threat. Now will they come back to realign? Let's go to Ahmad Rashad at NFL 85.
All right, Don, at the Meadowlands, the Patriots get a tremendous scare here as Steve Grogan, who's been spearheading this team the last 6 weeks, gets his knee caught up underneath Ben Rudolph, number 76. We have no official report on the injury, but right now, Tony Eason's in the game.
Tough turn of developments for the Red Hot Patriots if Grogan goes down. Warren Moon, the starter here at Houston, you just saw on the sideline, #1. He's out with a hip pointer but could play. And 2nd and 15. There's a throw to tight end Jamie Williams, and the Chargers tackling poorly, let him get away for a big gain and a first down to the 28-yard line. Poor play by the San Diego defense.
Don Gilbert finally makes the tackle, and you're absolutely right. I think everyone expected Jamie Williams just to go out of bounds. Luck looking out downfield and finally out in the flat once again to an outlet receiver. Lyndon King hits him, and then finally they get him. Gilbert gets him down. That's Jamie Williams' longest catch of the 1985 season. The Oilers moving.
His 25th reception gets the Oilers inside the 30-yard line of San Diego. Oilers are in the lead 7-0. 1:34 to play first quarter. Another throw and a catch. Free ball, and the San Diego Chargers have the football. No, the Oilers get it back. Tim Smith came up with it.
Don, sometimes in a football game, when it starts, you know, the ball is bouncing against you. So far for the Houston Oilers, the ball has bounced certainly for them. That's a nice catch, a nice throw. Smith at the right place at the right time. Hey, just a 16, 17-yard pickup. Let's go on. Big deal.
Coryell glaring at his team. The Chargers have looked at this point, up to this point, less than inspired. As with 55 seconds to play in the first quarter and the clock running, the Oilers in the lead over the favored Chargers, 7-0 and challenging for another. Oliver Luck loops it out. Tim Smith gets the ball. And he is down inside the 10-yard line on a first down play. He got ahead for 7 or 8.
Tell you what, this is exactly what Houston ordered, too. Keep their defense off the field. Give their defense a rest. To this point in the first quarter, certainly the best showing that the Houston Oilers offense has had so far this 1985 season. And they're doing it by mixing up the plays, taking what's open, not forcing the ball down the field, going underneath the coverage to the outlet receiver.
So let's see now if San Diego can come up with a big play as the Oilers go 2nd down and 4 inside the 10-yard line of San Diego. Oliver Luck against a blitz. So quick, he eludes it again, dumps it off to Woolfolk, and it's incomplete at the 5-yard line. So Oliver Luck, Trump, is a tough guy to nail.
Yeah, he looked a little jumpy there in the pocket. He hasn't played a great deal. Now look at the coverage by San Diego. Delayed blitz by an outside linebacker. Woolfolk standing right out there to catch the ball. There is coverage, but Jamie Williams, 87, is open in the end zone. Luck just couldn't get the ball to him, or didn't see him. Brings up 3rd down and about 4.
3rd and 4 it is. 7-yard line of San Diego. Houston with Rozier and Moriarty. Quick timing pattern as they go to the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Oilers to Drew Hill. And all of a sudden, the underdog Oilers have broken the game open. They lead it 13-0.
Danny Walters on the coverage. That's the 7th touchdown reception by Drew Hill. And this is well thrown. Very well thrown by Oliver Luck. He puts enough arch on the ball that Drew Hill has a chance to adjust to it. Right at the back of the end zone. That's 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, something Houston's not used to.
Sure aren't. They've been outscored in the first quarter prior to this. 77-10 have the Oilers. The extra point by Zendejas is good. And with 30 seconds to play in the first quarter, the Houston Oilers have stunned the Chargers. Houston in the lead 14-0. Let's watch how they got the latest.
Of course, with a week's practice by Oliver Luck, you can see the coverage. It's a good bump and run, but Drew Hill knows where he's going. Walters never really has a chance. That's perfectly thrown by Oliver Luck.
And a nice reception. The 7th touchdown reception of this season for Drew Hill, a small wide receiver, but as you see, elusive and quick. 5'9", 170.
Yeah, everybody's your friend when you score. Drop a pass and go over there and look for a hand to shake.
Coach Coryell is right now about hit the rage point.
Yeah, this is a team that can score quickly, but the Houston Oilers at 4-7 are a team that you don't want to let into the game. And San Diego, as we said at the outset, this is a pressure game for San Diego.
Well, the Oilers are in kind of a strange division, at least it is in this season, this NFC Central. You might win that with a 7-9 record.
That's
the way they're
true.
going.
You're absolutely right. I think 2 games separates last and first.
The Oilers have been tough at home at times. The Dolphins will attest to that. They came in here opening day and were upset by the Houston Oilers. 30 seconds to play in the first quarter, and Houston leads the game 14-0. Oliver Luck at quarterback, playing very effectively in the absence of injured Warren Moon. Gary Anderson, who took one the distance last week at Denver, tries to bring it back. Anderson breaks it across the 30 and out to the 40-yard line, a 40-yard return. Big money golf next weekend on NBC Sports. 4 of the most famed players in golfdom: Jack Nicklaus, Tom Watson, Fuzzy Zeller, and Arnold Palmer, all competing in the skins game with $450,000 in prize money on the line. It's next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Check your local listings. The skins game on NBC Sports. Right now it's 1st and 10 for the Chargers, who need some big plays despite it being late in the first quarter. There's one as they get it across midfield and down to the 47-yard line. Linebacker John Grimsley was victimized as Kellen Winslow looked sharp, catching his second pass of the day.
Robert Lyles almost picked that ball off. That went through Lyles' hands. Winslow catches it for a first down. That was very close as the first quarter comes to an end.
That's it. 15 minutes of play in the book, and the Oilers have a 14-0 lead. 15 points in the first quarter for the Houston Oilers. That's more Trump than they've scored in 11 previous games in the first quarter.
Yeah, pressure now on San Diego. They can't make mistakes like the last drive when they had all those penalties. Obviously, Houston, even with their problems, they came to play today, so San Diego's got a dogfight here, and they can reestablish some control with a good drive.
Right now, Dan Fouts and the Chargers go to the run, and here's Anderson with that great ability to make the stutter step and the accelerating move. On a first down carry, he gets inside the 45-yard line of Houston, down to the 44. We're going to check the scoreboard right now. It's been changing fast on this 12th Sunday of play. The Jets on 2 field goals, leading New England 6-0. They're playing for sole possession of first in the AFC East. The Marino touchdown pass has Miami still up in front of Buffalo 7-0. Chicago leading Atlanta 3-0. Bears going for a 12-0 start. We'll have more after this play is on 2nd down and 8. Dan Fouts gets his man Kellen Winslow moving down inside the 40 and down to about the 39-yard line. A tough linebacker. Robert Abraham knocked him down. Washington with Jay Schrader now the quarterback, leading the favored Steelers 14-3 at Three River Stadium. The Cleveland Browns on their home field, leading their arch rivals the Bengals. Tampa Bay up 3-0 on Detroit. That's a second quarter score. Donald Igwebuike kicked a field goal for Tampa Bay. It's the last time we'll try his name today. New Orleans up on Minnesota. The Saints and Bum Phillips under the gun. As Dan Fouts now waits for a measurement. Looks like it might be a little short, but you never know till those sticks come out.
Notice there that pass reception by Kellen Winslow. You can see, you're right, Don, about the length of the football. Since Kellen Winslow's knee surgery, he doesn't appear to fight the tackle as much as he used to before the surgery. I think that's only natural. His first season back, and I think this is his first game on AstroTurf since he hurt his knee, and it's a little different than playing on Mother Earth. This is a harder surface. He goes down a lot easier than he used to.
The big thing is he's back.
Yes. Against most odds, he has made a return. That's miraculous.
3rd and short yardage. Into the middle goes Spencer, and it looks like that second push might have gotten him there. He had to get the ball down to the 38-yard line of the Oilers. We're early in the second quarter with Houston a surprise 14-0 leader.
All depends on the mark.
They got it.
Yeah, they got it.
Dan Fouts goes over, checks those hand signals. Dan Fouts now in his 13th year. Came out of the '73 draft along with Burt Jones and Ron Jaworski and Joe Ferguson. Drafted in the 3rd round. Pitch back. Gary Anderson puts moves on. He's got a lot, and he's down to the 32-yard line, and the Oilers did well to keep him from even a bigger gain.
This is a phase of the San Diego offense that for the Houston Oilers defense they probably spent a day and a half on. And this is the San Diego Chargers' chances. They're hoping that they won't be the fourth team not to make the playoffs if they do win their last 5 in a row. Of course, trailing 14-0 right now in the second quarter. They got to get it together here in a hurry.
They do, down 14-0 to a young team that's confidence is way up. Oilers with that 14-0 lead. Now markers come in again. We've had him all day long as the clock is stopped with 13:19 to play in the first half.
That's on the offense again.
False start offense, number 74.
I don't know what's happening. I can't believe that Dan Fouts would change his snap count. That's Jim Lachey, the tackle, who moved prematurely. And these are just dumb mistakes. Here's the schedule that the Chargers face for the remainder of the season. That last game at Kansas City, the best they can be in the division is 4-4. So they can't hope for a tiebreaker with division opponents. They got to hope for a 10-6 record, which means 5 straight wins.
And they've got to dig themselves out of a big hole to get back in this game. Chargers down 14-0. As Dan Fouts eludes the sack, but throws a perfect strike to the wrong side. Bo Eason, the free safety for the Oilers, is right there to intercept. And so the Charger drive is stopped again. Robert Abraham was coming on a blitz to harass Dan Fouts and force the interception.
Fouts' 13th interception of the season, and you're right. He threw it directly at Bo Eason. And he had no chance to recover and get on his feet. He just fired it out there in desperation. Eason happened to be in the way. Second turnover of the ball game now for the San Diego Chargers.
And the Oilers with a 14-0 lead take over the ball now, positioned at their 28-yard line. On quickly with Bob Trumpy at the Astrodome.
Now they got to run it. They got to eat time off the clock.
Well, they're going to throw it. Out they go to Woolfolk. They have a screen set up. There's also a penalty marker down in the backfield. Penalty marker down. Oliver Luck was flat on his back after he released the ball. Gil Bird finally makes the tackle downfield, but let's see what the call is.
I think that's a late hit on San Diego. Tell you what, Don, that screen's as good as a run.
Defensive rush from the passer, number 51, 15 yards, and that's a first down.
Did you say defensive pass interference? Woodrow Lowe was blitzing. Personal foul. And you see him get by Woolfolk. Woolfolk is the screen man, so he's free. Luck's got to read him, got to get rid of it.
Come with the head.
Yeah, that's a shot to the head. That's 15 yards on top of the pickup. Going all Houston's way right now.
So the Oilers now advance on the penalty assessment against San Diego, and they have the ball down to the 43-yard line of the Chargers. Oliver Luck came out of West Virginia as a number 2 draft choice. Had a 3.96 average as a mathematics major. And was one of the 12 Rhodes Scholarship finalists, so he knows the playbook. Oliver Luck hands off, and Rozier darts ahead on first down. He's to the Charger 40. Gain of 3.
Rozier could certainly help this ball club. In the previous 2 weeks, he'd not played much, if at all. And he had missed some assignments earlier in the season. Put on the bench to learn the playbook a little better. A couple of times he missed blitz pickups, and Warren Moon got absolutely shillelagh'd. And Campbell said, why don't you watch for a while?
The other thing, Trump, about Rozier, he's played in 4 offenses in 3 years.
Yes.
At Nebraska's, at the Pittsburgh Maulers, the Jacksonville Bulls, and now the Houston Oilers. He's made some stops. 2nd and 6. Loop ball. Man is open, and it's caught at the 22-yard line.
No catch.
No, it's incomplete as Tim Smith is separated from the ball. Coming up to nail him was Gil Bird, the 3rd-year strong safety from San Jose State.
That is a tough catch to make. Bird is the safety on the inside. Watch him come from inside. Smith's got to stretch back for it. Ball bounces loose, and I tell you what, I think I'd give him the catch on that. I really would.
Tim Smith coming into this game had only 21 catches this season. Last year he had 69 for almost 1,200 yards. The season before that he caught 83. So they've got to get Tim Smith back in the offense to get this team moving, and they're trying to today. Oliver Luck on 3rd and 6. Stands in and drills. It is incomplete, and so it'll be 4th down for the Oilers. 11:33 to play in the first half. He was looking at Larry Moriarty, who couldn't hold on.
Not a bad pass rush by San Diego. Had Robinson in there just to disrupt the pocket a little bit.
Lee Johnson comes out, and when the shoe is off, that means he's going to punt the ball. No, he's going to try a field goal. Usually either one. He sometimes has it on, sometimes has it off. He's standing back to punt barefoot, kicks off with the shoe on.
Kickers are different, aren't they? No matter where you go, kickers are different.
They really are. Remember, his first punt was a 56-yarder that pinned the Chargers way back in their own end. He hits this one out of bounds inside the 20 at the 15-yard line. And there's also a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage.
That's going to be against San Diego for hitting the punter. And they're going to get an automatic first down here. So far, San Diego's not played this first half very smart. Let's see what the call is going to be.
I'll tell you one thing, the referee's getting a lot of airtime today. A lot of calls, a lot of flags. 11:26 to play in the first half, and the San Diego Chargers find themselves down 14-0 to Houston. Oilers got their first score after a fumble by Little Train James. 3 plays later, Larry Moriarty broke it for 16 yards and an Oiler touchdown. They were out in front 7-0.
Number 27 on the San Diego tripping, 10-yard penalty in the spot.
Ronnie O'Bard is called for tripping.
So that's after the punt, so it'll just be tacked on to the possession by the San Diego Chargers. Watch once again, top of the screen. There's the trip. Good call by the officials.
Very nice trip if he got away with it. We'll be back right after this.
Today's game is brought to you by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. By the astonishingly simple new Sony Handycam. All the excitement of video movies now in the palm of your hand. And by the 1986 Volkswagens. It's not a car, it's a Volkswagen.
Down the story this first quarter, bad field position by San Diego at their own 3, 20, 40, and 8, plus the 2 turnovers.
It's been expensive, and the Oilers, an underdog, have a 14-0 lead. Dan Fouts gets the time he needs, but he can't make the connection with Wes Chandler at the 20. So early in this game, Dan Fouts has not had the offense up to speed. Save that one drive, you remember, when they got down close and then had 3 penalties in a row called against them to take them out of position.
Tell you another thing that hurts too, when you have 2nd down and 10, which the Chargers seem to have had in most of their drives this first half. That's a tough call for any coach.
Fouts has thrown 11 times, has completed 6 for 64 yards, and he'll be throwing right now. Pump faking, takes a look. He's got Kellen Winslow, and he's out to the 32-yard line. So the big guy is starting to get back in form as Kellen Winslow catches one for a 24-yard gain on a Charger first down.
Winslow got hit right in the head. I tell you what, when Fouts has time, I don't think there's a more accurate thrower in the business. You see the pump fake outside. That's an outstanding catch by Winslow. And then Eason hits him right in the helmet. Got up. Phone was ringing.
Great second look. Our producer today for NBC Sports is Larry Cirillo. Our director, Steve Semino. We have 10:45 to play in the first half, and the Chargers are down 14-0.
Here comes the pitch. Nope.
Take the pitch, and he's going long, and Little Train tries, and he can't get it. The ball is intercepted again by Bo Eason. So Bo Eason has 2 today to stop Charger drives.
Don, I think at times when you have a high-tech offense like the San Diego Chargers, you try to make the big play. You got big play players in there. Instead of putting together a good, sound drive, that ball should not have been thrown. There was good coverage here. Danny would have probably had to taken that ball down there and hand it to James in order to get it in. Watch the coverage underneath and over the top. That's trying a little too hard to get it into an awful small spot. 3rd turnover by the Chargers. Houston says thank you.
So the Oilers have it again at their 40-yard line, and Oliver Luck looks to get some on first down. Going deep, and he's got a man open. His tight end, Jamie Williams, is all the way down to the Charger 32-yard line.
They're eating him up.
Well, they are. As Oliver Luck looks like the real thing today.
And he's not forced the ball. Watch the pump fake. Mike Green right in his face. He's still able to get it off. A 28-yard pickup by Jamie Williams. Obviously, the Houston ball was on the ground, but it's no fumble. Obviously, Houston felt that the lack of coverage on the tight end was what they're going to exploit. Williams has made some good catches, big catches in this first half.
He really has, and that one was a gainer down to the 32-yard line of San Diego. So the Oilers leading 14-0 in the second quarter start to mount another scoring challenge. Luck feels good about that right arm going for the end zone. Drew Hill is open, but he can't get to the ball. You remember he was in the end zone with it not that long ago for the Oilers' second touchdown.
Tough when you get the ball right at the end of the end zone for the receiver. You're trying to keep your feet in bounds and also make the catch.
As we pause 5 seconds for station identification, this is the NBC Television Network.
KCST TV, San Diego.
With Bob Trumpy, this is Don Criqui at the Astrodome, Houston, Texas. You see the score. The Oilers an underdog, putting up quick touchdowns in the first quarter to take a 14-0 lead. And that's how it stands now at 9:35 to play in the first half. Draw play to Moriarty, and he takes it ahead inside the 30. Second down and 10 carry, nets about 4. Billy Ray Smith, inside linebacker, was on the stop.
Almost looks like the Houston fans are reluctant to cheer here, really get into the game, you know.
Something might go wrong.
Yeah. They all got their fingers crossed that this league holds up.
Are we seeing what we're seeing?
Yes, maybe you're right.
Third down now. It's going to be 6 yards to go for the first down for the Oilers. Ball inside the Charger 30. Big rush. A blitz is coming. Oliver Luck gets it away. And the defense is ruled good, although it didn't look too much like the defender, Wayne Davis, was looking back at the ball when he ran into Herky Walls.
And once again, if you can get your head turned around to the quarterback, they're going to give you a lot more contact than they used to.
Is that head turned around?
No, he wasn't looking. That's contact. That's contact. That's a tough call, though, by the officials. I mean, they're almost put in a spot where they can't be right no matter what they call.
So now Tony Zendejas, who's hit 15 of 20 field goals this season as a first-year player. Snap and set down are good. The kick is on the way, and he's got it. A great play by Lee Johnson. Yes. Bad snap, and he got it down, spun it. The laces were right, and so was the kick. And all of a sudden, it's a 17-0 game. The Houston Oilers stunning the San Diego Chargers with 8:42 to play in the first half. For Houston to kick off again as the San Diego Chargers sitting stunned, coming in against a lesser opponent or so they thought, but the Oilers have a 17-0 lead. Long hit downfield by Johnson, and Anderson won't bring it up.
One of the things you have to pay strict attention to on field goals is a job done by the snapper and the holder. Watch Lee Johnson. He does keep his placement knee down. He's still got his spot where he can put it there. Zendejas has confidence. True for the 17th point of the day. That's the guy who picks up
Mojo.
the tee.
That's our man Mojo. He goes out and gets the kicking tee.
Looks like he needs to go out there more often.
His greatest hero. His greatest hero in sports is Yogi Berra, and Yogi's coming here to coach the Astros next season. Here's a throw downfield, and Anderson gets it out across the 25-yard line. Another penalty marker goes down. Well, he got a face mask against the Oilers on the play.
Look at those possessions.
Personal foul, 21 defense, 15-yard penalty, and a first
San
down.
Diego Chargers. Nothing going on. Flag against Houston for a hit to the head on Dan Fouts. Bo Eason actually hit Gary Anderson. Forearm shiver is now illegal in the NFL. It's been the Chargers' biggest play today. That penalty.
Dan Fouts trying to get the Charger offense cranked up and rolling. They're down 17-0 are the Chargers. First and 10. Fouts throwing to Severs, and he's ahead for a San Diego first down. A superior play by quarterback Dan Fouts, backpedaling against a blitz, standing in and then releasing, falling back. Dan Marino's thrown for another touchdown pass. This one to Dan Johnson. And the Dolphins are out in front of the Bills 14-0. Chicago with a second Kevin Butler field goal leads Atlanta 6-0. New Orleans and Bum Phillips rising up today at Minneapolis, leading the favored Vikings 20-7 in the second quarter. .7:42 to play in the first half here at Houston. To the draw they go. Little Train gets some, and he busts inside the 35-yard line. Very close to a first down. Got at least 9 on the play.
Don, they've had no problem getting the ball to this point on the field. It's once inside the 30 that San Diego has really chugged a little bit so far in this first half.
Washington Redskins have extended their lead over the Steelers to 17-3. Steelers an absolutely impossible team to figure out.
Yep. And with Jay Schrader at quarterback for the Washington Redskins, in my estimation, there are more things they can do with him at quarterback than they can with Joe Theismann. That kid has got a gun coming out of his armpit.
As good an arm as we've seen, really. It was phenomenal Monday night watching him. Jay Schrader leading the Redskins to victory over the Giants, and now getting the start the rest of the way with Theismann out. Long ball downfield. Man is there, and screened away from it was Chandler. Ruled a clean screen by Patrick Allen, number 29, a second-year cornerback from Utah State. So Fouts and Chandler almost make a big connection, but it brings up third down in less than a yard.
Good play to try it, though, down in the end zone. Second and about 2 feet for the first down. Now they can go for the first down. 6:53 left in this first half. If they can hang on to the football, get it in the end zone, of course they'll get the ball to start the second half. I'm being a little premature here in what's going on, but
Chargers trying hard just to get out the schneid and get on the board. They're down 17-0 to Houston. Power run, not much on it, but perhaps enough for the first down. Buford McGee gets the call. Second year back from Ole Miss, and Jeff Donaldson, the defensive back from Colorado, made the hit. But the Chargers do get enough for the first down, so they now have advanced the ball to the 33-yard line of Houston.
It's a big drive for San Diego right here.
Troy with a touchdown, now out in front of Tampa Bay 7-6. Of course, the Lions will be on their home field at Pontiac, Michigan, Thanksgiving Day on NBC Sports. NFL 85 underway at 12 noon that day when the Lions go against the New York Jets. Here's a throw to Chandler. He loses the ball. It's up there for grabs, and let's see who's got it. Looks like the Oilers again. And this inept showing so far by the Chargers certainly doesn't help the coaching career of Don Coryell at San Diego.
And I have to agree with you. 4 turnovers now by the Chargers in the first half. Watch what happens to Chandler here, and running sideways. You can see that Mike Stinsrud gets his hand in there, knocks the ball loose. And then it looks like Robert Abraham on the recovery. 4th turnover by the Chargers, and as I said, they get down inside the 30 and things kind of go haywire. Oilers ball again, built on that 17-0 lead.
4 turnovers, as you point out, Trump, in the first half, and Houston has it again. Play whistle dead before Oliver Luck can release. The game plan is pretty basic for Houston. Oliver Luck wanted to pitch against the Chargers, and he's done it very successfully throughout the game.
They've been conservative, too. A lot of screens. Rozier's got some good rushing yardage.
False start offense, 73.
I think they called Harvey Salem for a false start there, number 73. That's happened a lot on both teams' part in this first half.
I'll tell you, there's some talent in that offensive line. Salem, a number 2 out of California 3 years ago. The guy next to him, 63, Munchak, a number 1 out of Penn State, is one of the fine offensive linemen in the NFL. One top draft choice is out right now, Dean Steinkuhler, but he'll be back late in the season. Former Outland winner from Nebraska. Pitch back. It is. No, they fake the reverse, and Butch Wolfo keeps it. And the Chargers stay at home, hold position. Mike Green, 58, came across and made the tackle along with Gil Bird.
The fake was to Willie Drury. And I think if they'd have given it to Willie, he'd still been around. Watch Mike Green now. He's got to read what's happening in that backfield. Is it the reverse? Oh, no. It's the sweep. He's out there to assist on the tackle, along with Gil Bird, for about a 3-yard pickup. That's a lot of running for 3 yards.
And it was a well-spent 9th-round draft choice the Chargers used to get Mike Green 3 years ago out of Oklahoma State. Second leading tackler next to Billy Ray Smith is Oliver Luck on 2nd and 13. Fires one right in there, but short of the first down. He got Jamie Williams again. Williams coming underneath that deep drop on the San Diego zone.
Williams having a big day. Came into the ball game 1 second apart, but 17 points is the difference in the game.
Trump Jamie Williams has now caught 4 passes, good for 69 yards.
Came in with 24, obviously emphasizing him a lot more than they usually do.
3rd down and 5 comes up now for Houston from the 45-yard line of the Oilers. Good defensive play. Coming up to break it up was Gil Bird. Gil wanted to get his hands on that because he had a highway to heaven.
Yeah, Butch Woolfolk reaches back for the football, and that makes it tough for Bird to make the catch. Watch what happens when he reaches back. See, it hits his hands first, and Bird can't catch it. That's a good job by Woolfolk. And also very close to a big play by Gil Bird. They need a big play right now.
Trump, as you were saying, the Chargers have to get something in the end zone to come out in the second half with something to build on. They're down 17-0 San Diego with 4:39 to play in the first half.
Looks like they're trying to block this punt for a big play.
10 men are up. They're coming with an all-out rush. Lee Johnson hits a high spiral. Fair catch, signal for, and then Lionel James lets it roll out of bounds. So again, the San Diego Chargers get the ball deep in their own end.
We got a flag down, Don. Back about the spot where it was punted.
Oilers are pointing at the Chargers like somebody was offside. These guys are having a good time.
Ben Dreith, nicknamed Smiley, I understand. Always in a good mood.
55 on the defense was holding before the kick. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's a first down.
Holding before the kick. So it's an automatic first down for the Houston Oilers. And Don, as I said, the ball is bouncing against the Chargers, and they're beating themselves. Houston's taking advantage of it. 55 for the San Diego Chargers. Jerry Nelson.
So another misfire by San Diego, and it results in a first down for Houston as the ball is moved out across midfield. NFL 85 coming up at halftime. The stories of this 12th Sunday of play with Bob and Ahmad. Story emerging about Joe Theismann's planned comeback. Age 36, told Joe Gibbs, "You're not rid of me yet. I'm coming back." And not for a while, as Oliver Luck on first down throws and makes a connection. Free ball. And the Chargers have this one at midfield. Well, they get their first break of the day, their first turnover. After coughing it up 4 times, twice on interceptions, twice on fumbles to Houston, the Chargers get the ball back, and so really the penalty was to their benefit as it turned out.
Billy Ray Smith comes up with the football, Don. This is a tough catch for Moriarty. Just as he turns around, people are right there on him. Lyndon King and also Billy Ray Smith will end up with this football.
So Dan Fouts needs a big play. Wes Chandler on the right flank. Here's Charlie Joyner coming in motion. Anderson never got time to turn the corner as the Houston Oilers defense penetrates and knocks him down for a loss of 5.
Ray Childress, defensive end, ran that down from the backside. That's the kind of player that kid is at 6'6" and about 275 pounds. He was there just as Anderson got the ball and made the tackle.
The book on Childress coming out of Texas A&M. One man, he can dominate a game.
Very disciplined player, too. Picked up on this defense by Jerry Glanville very quickly.
Now Dan Fouts throwing on second and long, home run ball. Anderson's out there, so as the defense, Anderson was fouled. It'll be first down for San Diego at the 21-yard line of Houston. Heath Bostic, the strong safety, was beaten, and there was no question that he fouled Gary Anderson.
Now you can see how tough it is for the officials to be right or wrong in this situation. If Bostic gets his head back and looks at the quarterback.
Pass interference, 25, first down.
They probably don't make the call, but it is pass interference on Bostic. Oh, it's bump and run coverage. Anderson has the better foot speed of the two. When he looks back, Bostic realizes his speed, can't look up. That's a very clear-cut case of pass interference.
3:40 to go now in the first half. The Chargers trail 17-0. Dan Fouts gets time, but not for long as the ball is free. Almost coming forward. We'll see if they ruled it a pass attempt. No, they don't. The call is a fumble. Childress hit him. 5 turnovers for the Chargers in the first half, and another drive is killed.
Jesse Baker comes up with a football. You're right. Childress made the contact. And look, Ben Dreith is even looking at the replay. There's a replay camera up here at the end of the stadium. And Ben Dreith along with Dan Fouts were standing there looking at the replay. I'll be darned. I've never seen that. There's an official looking to see if the call is correct.
I know I sure would if I was an official. Something I don't aspire to be.
Not supposed to, though. The NFL discourages.
That little league umpiring got me out of the business.
Yeah.
First down and 10 now for Houston. Ball just across the Oiler 25-yard line. Rozier looks to turn upfield. Another penalty marker comes in. Why not? We've had one most every play.
Only this one I don't believe is illegal procedure. This is going to be holding against the Houston Oilers.
Number 63 on offense, grabbing the face
63
mask.
grabbing the face
That's a 10-yard
mask.
penalty for holding.
Chargers have had 7 penalties in this first half. Houston about the same.
So the ball is set back now inside the Houston Oilers 20-yard line to the 19. And with 3:25 left in the first half, the Oilers will have the ball first down and about 15. First down and 20. Hugh Campbell didn't like that, but he hasn't had a whole lot to be unhappy about today. Former All-American receiver at Washington State, later an All-Canadian player, and along with Warren Moon, with Hugh Campbell coaching and Moon throwing, the Edmonton Eskimos won 5 straight Grey Cup championships in Canada. That championship game is being played today, incidentally. Vancouver against Hamilton, playing in Montreal. Here's a handoff, and Rozier turns the corner. A good defensive play made. Coming across was Gilbert. He's been making good ones all day, emerging as a very, very competent, strong safety. Gilbert started his career as a corner.
Sometimes running backs, too, they get a little too fancy at the line of scrimmage. Instead of just heading upfield and get what you can, he allowed Gilbert to set up, and Gilbert is an excellent tackler out there in the open field, and that was a great tackle.
Now it's going to be second down and 10 as you see the game clock winding down. It's down to 2:25 in the first half. Woodrow Lowe puts a blitz on. Here's an interception by John Hendy. Both arms on the ball. He works his way all the way back to the 10-yard line. So the Chargers, after giving it up 5 times on turnovers, now get it back twice, and there's an all-out brawl. Moriarty is swinging in there.
That's all the way over on the other side of the field.
Moving with Big Cat Williams, Lee Williams.
Those will be offsetting penalties, so I think San Diego will have the ball obviously in its best field position. Looked like Kellen Winslow Robinson against Moriarty there.
Moriarty's phenomenally strong. He bench presses over 500 pounds. And you know the dips they do, Trump?
Yes.
He can do over 70.
70 dips?
NFL record.
70 dips.
70. Over 70.
Anything over 5 is NFL record as far as I'm concerned.
Interception. The fouls both teams after the
Most people can do a half a
interception.
dip.
Offset them. San Diego's ball with the interception.
Offsetting penalties. San Diego ball.
Not again. So now on the turnover, the Chargers have the ball 10-yard line of Houston. First and goal from the 10.
What is that? 7 turnovers in this first half?
7 turnovers in the first half. And Dan Fouts takes a look, swings it out. That's Gary Anderson. Rocketing in. He's down to the 2-yard line.
Round 24. Tackler for Houston.
Game clock now winding down to 2 minutes to play in the first half, and the Oilers lead the favored Chargers 17-0. So the 2-minute warning is given. A break in the action at the Astrodome, and we'll be back right after this. A game of turnovers in the first half, but so far the Chargers have been unable to capitalize while their turnovers have been expensive as the Oilers lead the game 17-0.
This first half has been ugly with all those penalties and turnovers.
Right now the Chargers looking to punch it in as Dan Fouts takes the drop from the 2, swing to Anderson, and a quick move. He dives down to the goal line. They say no, he's not in. Chargers are signaling touchdown, but that doesn't count.
We also got a flag on the field. It's a good swing pass by Fouts. Watch the way he kind of throws a little sidearm here to get it out to him. And then that long jump into the end zone. That is great leg strength. I don't think he's in the end zone.
That's a good call. He was right there.
But there's also a flag down. Personal foul, Houston.
That'll cost them an inch.
Very good. I like that one.
Right.
Half the distance to the goal. It does give them a first down.
You know, that's right. They actually needed a couple of inches. They could conceivably have gotten a first down, and they did.
Number 67. The result of the play is a first down.
The nose of the ball had almost be touching the goal line to get a first down, and it is. Well, the Chargers have 152 and 4 downs to get it in.
First and goal.
17-0 Houston.
The penalty was on Mike Stensrud. Half the distance to the goal for a personal foul. So here we go again.
Extra tight ends in the game. Winslow lines to the left. Seaver to the right. Full house backfield. Handoff. Crash down close, but no touchdown signal yet. Now they give it. So the Chargers are on the board for the first time. Tim Spencer didn't get much, but he did get the needed 3 inches for a touchdown. And so it's a 17-6 game with 1:47 to play in the first half.
And that is an unbelievably important turnover and resulting touchdown. Chargers have done very little right in this first half. But scoring with 1 minute and 47 seconds left, and of course they get the ball to start the second half. As poorly as they played, 5 turnovers, still in the game.
Bob Thomas on the field to try the point after, which he gets, and so it's a 17-7 game with 1:47 to play. So finally the Chargers capitalize on a turnover, and Spencer is in the end zone on the payoff end. Moshenko ready to kick off now for the San Diego Chargers. They're on the board for the first time in the game, trailing Houston 17-7. The Chargers capitalizing, getting a turnover, then taking it in. Spencer on the payoff end from inches away.
I'd watch for the onside kick right here, Don. Nope.
They hit it hard. Moshenko can really drill it, and that won't come out. Good hands by Herky Walls. Fingertip catch, but he downs the ball, and so the Oilers will take it out to the 20 and quite possibly look to run the clock out in the first half. Chicago now leading Atlanta 20-0 in the first half. Walter Payton has a 40-yard touchdown run in that game. William Perry has a 1-yard touchdown run.
Interesting stat there, that when the Houston Oilers lead at halftime, they generally win. Leading now 17-7.
I'll be a happy man the day they make the trade and William Perry and Lionel James are in the same backfield. The all-time backfield. Butch Woolfolk tries to go wide, and there's not much there as the Chargers come up hitting, looking to get that ball again. They might start using their timeouts.
Should. Defense should call the timeouts right now.
Chicago a 20-0 lead. William Perry was the 3rd touchdown of the season. This one was on a 1-yard plunge.
He does plunge too, doesn't he?
Oh, I'll tell you. Boy's getting seriously rich, old William. Pricky with Bob Trumpy. Houston Astrodome, 1:34 to play in the first half. Oilers have a 17-7 lead as Rozier turns the corner. Gets a first down and more as he is out now across the 30-yard line and out close to the 35.
That's a big run for the Houston Oilers, because now they can run out the clock to end the first half. Rozier is quick. 15 yards on the pickup.
They're waiting for him to break it. Came into the game with 240 yards rushing, a 3.4 average. Mike Rozier, who had a Heisman Trophy winning season at Nebraska as a senior.
I think we got another timeout on the field, and I think it was called by the San Diego Chargers.
A big game in the East they'll be reporting on. The Jets holding to a 3-point lead over New England, but the Patriots lost their starting quarterback, at least at this point. Grogan went out with an injury.
Rozier seemed to bang up his knee a little bit. I'll tell you one thing about this AstroTurf and the Astrodome. It is like your driveway.
Yeah, they say it's like a parking lot.
This is no fun to play here. And it never has been fun to play here.
Not if you're a home run hitter. Tough to crank it out of here, too.
Did you see Pittsburgh came back on Washington? Score tied now 17-17.
Well, Steelers, that has been a knock on the Steelers. They've been great when they've been in front, but haven't been able to come from behind. They have right now at 17-17. All the scores and stories coming up on NFL 85 at halftime. Oliver Luck with 1:22 to play. And look at him go. Oliver Luck has a first down and more and bounces up. Lyndon King gave him the full shot.
Tough kid, though.
Missed the first 6 weeks with a fractured ankle. Suffered against the Cowboys in the final preseason game.
Tell you what, though, when he fractured that ankle, he played a quarter and a half on it.
How did he do that?
He just kept playing. He thought it was just sprained. That's a 17-yard pickup. They x-rayed it, I think, the day after the football game. Found out that he had a crack in his ankle. He was in a cast for 5 or 6 weeks. He's a tough kid.
And has looked very sharp today, has Oliver Luck, as the Detroit Lions, you see, still in front of Tampa Bay, 7-6 now at halftime. They're playing in Florida. Lions will be on the home field Thursday on NBC Sports to play the New York Jets, a Thanksgiving Day game. As we await halftime NFL 85 right now at the Astrodome, we have 1:11 to play in the first half. And the Houston Oilers, after leading 17-0, now have a 17-7 lead.
And the Oilers took the timeout that time. I guess they're trying for one big play. They're going to get all the points they possibly can in this first half.
Oliver Luck's thrown a lot of balls here today. 11 of 22 passing in the first half for 113 yards. There's his 23rd throw and another completion. Woolfolk takes it out to midfield, and the clock winds down to a minute to play. Now the Oilers start thinking about field goal, and they quickly go into the alignment without a huddle. 2nd down and 6 coming up. That might be his all-time completion. Had Oliver Luck hit that one, falling down backwards, he let her fly. It's incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6 at the 50-yard line.
Just wanted to get it out of bounds so that he doesn't have to take the sack. Did an excellent job of getting it off.
Oliver Luck has thrown the ball 24 times in the first half. Has completed 12.
Actually, those aren't bad numbers for a kid who hasn't started in almost 2 years. You know that?
Has not started since the final game of the '83 season. Oliver Luck. Free ball and underhand completion that goes as a pass reception. Butch Woolfolk protects the ball. He got to the line of scrimmage. It was exciting, but it gained nothing.
That got the fans out of their seats. That ball just popped right out of Ollie's hands. Watch when he sets up back here. It's a screen, and he just pats the ball and bounces away. Resourceful. An underhand pitch to Woolfolk. And you're right, they don't get many yards, but they save some embarrassment.
And they're in position now, 4th down coming up, to put the ball way downfield and keep the Chargers out of field goal range.
And Chargers took a time out there.
I'll tell you one thing, though. We've seen Fouts go down the length of the field throwing the ball more times than you'd believe in the space of 24 seconds.
Oh, you're absolutely right. He's got some weapons, too. And I tell you what, I'm not so sure I wouldn't try to go after this punt again. Just to at least disrupt Lee Johnson a little bit.
Chargers now putting 2 people back. Tremaine Johnson is going back with Little Train James. Johnson's going to try to kick it out of bounds. Next Sunday, the Browns and the Giants hook up in the Meadowlands of New Jersey. A big matchup at Pittsburgh where the Denver Broncos go against the Steelers. Houston plays at Cincinnati next Sunday. And the New England Patriots go against the Colts at Indianapolis. Then there's the late games. Kansas City playing at Seattle. Buffalo's at San Diego. The LA Raiders at Atlanta. All next Sunday, leading off with NFL 85 on NBC Sports. 24 seconds to play now in the first half. Houston has the lead, 17-7. The Oilers are ready to punt the ball back downfield, although the Chargers aren't looking at it. They kept their men back, and they let Johnson boom it. Takes a roll. And it's going to go out of bounds at about the 17 or 18-yard line with 12 seconds left. We apologize to our viewers. We're informed that there is a satellite transmission problem. Because of it, we have poor audio and video quality. We're working to fix that after a 32-yard punt by Lee Johnson of the Oilers. And now it's for Dan Fouts and the San Diego offense. 1st and 10 at their 18 with all of 12 seconds to play in the first half.
What you're telling me is the turnovers and penalties are not in your set.
Snow on your channel. Here we go. Little Train James looking to bust it, and he gets out to the 25, and that's going to do it. So the first half winds down. 5 seconds left. It looks like they're going to have a timeout called.
San Diego took the timeout. They'll try a Hail Mary here.
Now it's starting up again.
That's it.
And that will do it for the first half. So some surprising numbers on the board. The Houston Oilers jumping out to a 14-0 first quarter lead. And they extend that to 17-7 at halftime. NFL 85 is coming up after these messages from your local station.
Continuing now at halftime, and by now you have all seen the gruesome footage of Joe Theismann's injury at RFK Stadium this past Monday night in the Redskins game against the Giants. At age 36, there are legitimate questions about Theismann's football future, and he discussed those items yesterday with our Bill McAtee at an Arlington hospital.
We all know you as a very confident individual, but has there been a moment in all of this when you were frightened?
The moment that I was the most scared was when I was lying on the field, and I didn't want anybody to touch my leg. I just wanted to try and gain some type of composure to myself, because the pain was excruciating. And all of a sudden, the adrenaline and anything else in the body, any body chemistries that do take over in a moment like that sort of took over, and I was still tense, and I was trying to hold my leg up, and I just said to Charlie, "Don't touch my leg. I know it's broken. Don't touch it. Don't do anything." And I just asked him, I said, did it come through the skin? I did not want to have the bone, because, you know, you just see things like the bone coming out of somebody. I did not want that to happen.
Have you been able to watch the tape?
Once. I didn't, you know, I'm a very lucky man in so much that I've got somebody that cares about me more than probably herself, and that's Kathy Lee Crosby. She wouldn't let me watch it. She said, "You don't want to see it." I said, "No, I want to see it." So Thursday night, she said, "Oh, you want to see it? Go ahead." So I put it on, and I saw it, and as soon as I saw it, I turned the set off just like that. I said, "I don't want to see it anymore."
Frightening.
Yes, it's scary. I happen to think that severity of that instantaneous moment right there of what can actually happen in an arena, in a game, I think it sort of it shocked me when I saw it again, and I've had people come up and say they really, it set them back. It almost made them sick, because it was such an, you know, the body just isn't made to go that way. You know, they don't put joints that go that way down there, and that was all I needed to see. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't even see pictures of it.
This has obviously been an extraordinarily tough year for you.
That could be an understatement.
Are you bitter at all toward the fans who didn't stand by you, or, if you believe what you read, some of your teammates?
Well, first of all, I don't read a lot of the stuff that people say they said. I have to be my own judge as to how I'm playing. Am I
Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy talking to the San Diego people. Trump at halftime, they said the big problem has been all those turnovers, and the Chargers have had 5, have taken them right out of their offense. They can't do the things they came here to do.
Yeah, Don, you and I have seen better halves. 7 turnovers by the two teams, 13 penalties. This has not been a cleanly played first half.
Well, there's been some big plays by the Oilers. A fumble by Little Train James led to a run by Larry Moriarty for the first score of the game.
Good long trap by Bruce Matthews. An assist to Drew Hill on this block right there. And Moriarty into the end zone. That's the longest run for a touchdown by the Houston Oilers in 1985. And then this is an excellent pass thrown by Oliver Luck to Drew Hill in the corner of the end zone. There was good coverage. It was just a perfect pass. That made it 14-0 the Houston Oilers over the San Diego Chargers before the Chargers could even get anything going.
Dan Fouts did not have a good first half, and it's rare that he doesn't have one. Then late in the first half today, the Oilers finally turned the ball over, And San Diego was ready to score its only touchdown of the day, but it wasn't easy. They had to move the ball downfield, and finally they punched it in with Tim Spencer scoring. But it was a turnover by the Oilers late in the game, or late in the first half, that really gave the Chargers a chance to get back in the game. I think this opening drive is going to mean a lot for them. They've got to get
you're
going.
right. They scored the last time they have the ball, San Diego, in the end of the first half. They got to start the second half with another answering drive, and they're back in the ball game. Another indication of the San Diego Chargers' problems. Their wide receivers have a grand total of 2 catches in the first half. Chandler and Joyner. Generally speaking, Dan Fouts gets the ball to them 8-10 times a half.
If in doubt, get the ball to Little Train.
That's true, and that's what they've got to do. Of course, he fumbled. He coughed it up a couple of times in the first half. So the Chargers, you're right, they're still searching for their offense, and basically their plan has been destroyed by the turnovers and the penalties.
So they have had to go right back to square one. As we look now, Oliver Luck, who had a good first half, put the ball up a lot, threw 24 times in the first half. A man starting for the first time for the Houston Oilers since the final game of the '83 season. He was out the first 6 weeks of this season, was Oliver Luck, with a fractured ankle. Now he comes in today to replace the injured Warren Moon, who is in uniform and could conceivably play if needed. Lee Johnson hits it hard downfield, and Gary Anderson's going to field it 3 yards in, and here he comes. Thought about it. Little Train leads the blockers, and Anderson gets out to the 22-yard line, and a penalty marker comes in. It's going to go apparently against San Diego.
Once again, San Diego starts with lousy field position. Anderson, oh, that's Lyndon King.
Number 53 pushing it back. 53.
That's Mike Gendling, linebacker.
And watching William Perry too much. You can't help him from behind. Maybe push the defender. You also can't carry your own guy, as William Perry found out last week. What was it Singletary said? He's not acclimated with the rules.
Well, you see the time of possession for the Houston Oilers, and 3 of 4 games that they've led at half this year, the Oilers have won. The turnovers are the big factor in the ball game to this point.
So the Chargers, as they've done all game long, start out deep in their own end. They've not had field position, save that 1 turnover, which they turned into the only touchdown they've scored. First down and 10, they go to the run. This was the game plan of the Chargers. When the Oilers were in 4 down linemen, they were going to run Spencer at him.
Ray Childress, once again, an excellent job of just knifing down inside the offensive tackle. And he makes the play. I noticed that normally Sam Clappin starts at the right tackle today, and for most of the game, I believe it's been Gary Kowalski starting at tackle. We have no injury report on Sam Clappin.
Kowalski's in there now. Dan Fouts on 2nd and 8 throws a strike, and he's got Eric Sievers, who's out close for a first down. Looks like he's got one. Seaver having a good year, has caught 38 balls so far, 5 for touchdowns.
Frank Bush on the tackle. The Chargers right now, Don, have to go back to their basic game plan. Have to just wipe out the first half. So does Houston. They can't expect to get 5 turnovers in the second half. And the pressure is on San Diego on this drive. They've had no problems getting the ball up to the Houston Oilers 35 or 40. Right. That's when they've turned it over.
5 turnovers in the first half for the San Diego Chargers. Now they stack wide receivers to the near side. Throwing a curve at the defense. Wes Chandler and Charlie Joyner. Now Joyner breaks off. Fouts takes a look and again goes up the middle to his tight end. This time it's Kellen Winslow, and he's ahead for a gain of 14 yards and another Charger first down.
He knocked Bo Eason right off his shoulder, and then John Grimsley finally makes the tackle.
Kellen's got his stuff back together.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you consider the nature of his injury and the fact that he came back and a couple of weeks ago was upset that he was not included more in the offense, what a competitor this kid is.
Caught more passes than anybody in pro football since 1979. Kellen Winslow. Now first down and 10 as the Chargers move it out. Fouts long again. This time he's looking at Little Train James, who comes back at the ball and caught it. He's going to go the distance. He stayed in bounds.
Unbelievable.
It was truly unbelievable, yet that little man is unbelievable game after game. We're going to have to talk to Pete Elliott and those guys in Canton about an early acceptance to the Hall of Fame.
67 yards.
The man is the greatest. They get linebacker coverage. Robert Lyles.
Look at this man.
Robert Lyles is
a good 5 inches taller. Watch James go up for the football.
Look at this
Jump
man.
ball. He stays inbound. Easton misses the tackle. That's an easy 67-yard touchdown, just like that. What they run? 3 plays?
That's about all.
3 plays.
2 to tight ends and 1 to Little Train. Well, I told you, if in doubt, get it to Little Train.
As many times as you can.
And the Chargers are right back in the game now, early in the third quarter. The extra point on the way in good by Bob Thomas, and all of a sudden, it is a 17-14 game. At one point, Houston had a 17-0 lead.
Today's game is brought to you by the New Chrysler Corporation. We don't want to be the biggest. We just want to be the best. By Wendy's, where you always get your choice of fresh toppings. Choose fresh. Choose Wendy's. And by Transamerica. For insurance and financial services, the power of the pyramid is working for you.
Chargers just hit on a 67-yard scoring play, and now they kick it off. Trailing by 3. The Chargers down 17-14 to Houston. The Oilers elect not to bring it out. Herky Walls downs the ball. So Houston gets the ball for the first time in the second half.
Now watch what happens. They run James out of the backfield in motion, linebacker coverage, and even though James is lined up as a running back, he's a wide receiver. He makes the catch. The official goes down. James stays in bounds. The longest touchdown reception for the San Diego Chargers in 1985.
So the Chargers are right back in the game. They were down 17-0 to the underdog Oilers in the first half, but now San Diego trails 17-14. Let's see what Oliver Luck and the Oilers can do. Swing to Butch Woolfolk, and he's going to be out of bounds at about the 20. He got very little. We pause now for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
KCST-TV, San Diego.
Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy at the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. The Houston Oilers going with their backup quarterback today because of an injury to starter Warren Moon. Oliver Luck directed this team to a 17-0 lead. Oilers beneficiaries of some inept ball handling by the Chargers, who turned it over 5 times in the first half. Now the Chargers have come right back in the game. A second down play, and there's no gain. And the boos start up as we go to NFL 85 and Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad?
All right, Don, in Buffalo, quarterback Bruce Matheson is forced out of the pocket. He looks deep and finds former world-class sprinter Jerry Butler, a 60-yard touchdown. The score is tied 14-all.
Big things happening in old Buffalo, at least for the moment. And right now, the Houston Oilers have 3rd down and 11 coming up. Chargers putting the heat on. Oliver Luck loops one downfield, and Tim Smith has the ball for a first down. Standout pattern by the ex-Nebraska star Tim Smith, who ran wide open in the middle of the field, and Oliver Luck lofts the ball into him. 33-yard gain.
Jeff Dale on the coverage. This is a 3-deep zone. Smith just runs right down the seam of the zone, and well thrown by Oliver Luck. Big pickup by the Houston Oilers. They're not going to give up easy here. Those 17 points they got in the first half they liked, and they're going to try to keep as best they possibly can. Hugh Campbell likes that call.
Yeah, he'll go back to that if he can. 1st down and 10 now for the Oilers. Oliver Luck goes on a draw play to Moriarty, who takes it ahead for a 3-yard gain to the Charger 45-yard line.
These Houston Oilers fans a little upset with some of the play calling, but you can't go back and throw it every single time. A lot of what the offense does is dictated by the defensive alignment or what the computer says the defense will do. And you can't keep everybody happy.
Nothing keeps them happy but W's. Get the wins and the people are happy. Any way you can do it. Oilers needing one badly after being beaten badly the past 2 weeks, once by Buffalo. Here's a swing pass, and Jamie Williams, the tight end, takes the ball down to the 38-yard line of San Diego. It looks like it might be another Houston 1st down.
Wayne Davis on the coverage, and Jamie Williams has been a big part of this Houston Oilers offense today, as he does pick up another 1st down.
So after the Charger defense stuffed the Houston Oilers on the first 2 downs when they got the ball, all of a sudden a 33-yard pass to Tim Smith, and now that completion to Jamie Williams has the Houston Oilers a rolling inside the 40 of the Chargers. Rozier thunders inside the 35-yard line.
Not only do tight ends catch the ball, they got a block also. Watch Jamie Williams 87 on Lyndon King 57. That's kind of a standoff and a handful of jersey.
Chuck Ian, the nose tackle, was on the stop. Lee Williams, Chuck Ian, Earl Wilson across the defensive front of the Chargers. Lyndon King, Mike Green, Billy Ray Smith, and Woodrow Lowe back the line. 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Oilers. Oliver Luck looking deep. He's going downfield, and the ball is lost at the 10-yard line by Drew Hill, who's been in the end zone once today with a reception. John Hendy was covering on the play.
Both teams have tried that fade pattern quite a bit, huh? Just a 3-step drop by the quarterback. Put it up there and let the receiver go after it. It's produced a touchdown for the Houston Oilers to Drew Hill.
So this now brings up 3rd down and 6 for the Oilers at the 34-yard line of San Diego. 8:59 to play in the 3rd quarter. The Oilers are in the lead 17-14. If you joined us late earlier in the game, they led the Chargers 17-0.
Blitz.
He eludes it, lets it go deep, and it's incomplete at the 5-yard line. Gil Byrd was coming on a strong safety blitz, and he put the heat on Oliver Luck.
Herky Walls was the intended receiver. Contact once again when the ball came down. And Zentejas going to try a field goal.
Try to boom one. This will be a 52-yarder. Most kickers take an 8-yard drop for their set downs, and Zentejas goes from 7 yards. He goes from 8 yards deep, an extra yard. It's a running start. He hits the ball hard, and he hits it true. It is up and good, and so the Oilers get points on their first possession of the 3rd quarter. And they open up a 20-14 lead. We'll be back with the Houston kickoff after this. Hugh Campbell, coach of the Houston Oilers, an embattled head coach, sees his team now go out to a 20-14 lead. Oilers led 17-0 in this game. Chargers cut it to 17-14 on the 67-yard pass play to Lionel James. Now Zendejas, with his longest career field goal, 52 yards, makes it a 20-14 game. Houston, Gary Anderson won't bring it out for the Chargers. They'll go from their 20 again.
Zendejas doesn't make it by a lot. But as you said, his longest of the 1985 season. A good set by Johnson. You see him spinning the seams. And watch the guy right behind the goalpost. When he sees it go over, yes, sir. That's a touch. That's a field goal. Good. Yeah, Bruce Matthews, by the way, is the snapper on that.
Charger possessions today, most of them ending up empty. Right now, Fouts and the Chargers ready to pump. Dan Fouts is going to be sacked back at the 15-yard line. Robert Abraham coming on a linebacker blitz. Keith Bostic coming on a safety blitz, and there was more than the Charger pass blockers could handle.
Yeah, that's the 2nd sack of the day for the Houston Oilers.
Jets continue to lead New England 6-3. That game now in the 3rd quarter. The battle for first in the AFC East. Bruce Matheson, the former San Diego Charger, with a couple of touchdown passes, and he has Buffalo in a tie with Miami. Chicago in command of Atlanta, 20-0. Get to more in a minute. As the Oilers stuff the run. Lionel James tried to get straight ahead. He couldn't get there. Ray Childress, the outstanding rookie, made the knockdown. Washington now with a 3-point lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers after the Steelers came from way down to tie the game 17-all. Cleveland opening up a big lead over Cincinnati, 24-6 in the 3rd quarter. Kevin Mack just ran for his 2nd touchdown. Detroit getting set for the meeting the Jets on NBC Sports on Thanksgiving, leading Tampa Bay down in Florida, and New Orleans holding to a lead over favored Minnesota.
Houston now 5 DBs down. Watch for Cush to blitz.
Dan Fouts dropping to throw. Here's a strike downfield with the ball as Wes Chandler is out to the 40-yard line.
What a catch.
Well, that was. And Dan Fouts is down.
Rod Cush was right in on top of. There was a good pass rush by the Houston Oilers. Rod Cush made the tackle after a 26-yard gain. You see the motion. This catch by Chandler is outstanding. Donaldson on the blitz. Look at all the people around Chandler. Still able to handle the football. Rod Cush makes the hit. Watch. There's Childress. This is a full blitz by the Houston Oilers. Childress stays right after it. In the face of Dan Fouts. Somebody hits him from the other side. That's a quarterback sandwich.
But it's a 26-yard gain. Anderson looking for room to go, and he breaks it ahead for only 2 yards. John Grimsley, a second-year linebacker from Kentucky, and Robert Lyles, another young backer, made the stop on Gary Anderson.
One thing the Chargers have not been able to do is come up with a big run today. Obviously, that big catch by Lionel James, first drive of the second half. We had a player coming off the field here for the San Diego Chargers holding his shoulder.
Looks like Kellen Winslow coming off, Trump. Possible shoulder injury.
Yeah, he's going straight to the bench.
Second and down and 8 now coming up for Dan Fouts and the Chargers. Another blitz, another long ball. Going for it is Wes Chandler, and he takes the ball. They rule him out of bounds. Steve Brown was covering. You saw Chandler catch it. Official right there said he didn't have both feet in.
Don is saying, look, the guy forced him out of bounds. That should have been a reception. This is good coverage by Steve Brown. And I think the official is absolutely correct in the call. And Kellen Winslow on the bench. Can't really tell what's wrong with him, but he is certainly being attended to.
Winslow in a lot of pain. It looked like it was his left arm or left shoulder when he came off. Now third down and 8 comes up for San Diego as the Oilers threaten to blitz. Dan Fouts hands off, and Little Train James breaks it inside. He's ahead to the 49-yard line. About a yard short of where he had to go for the first down.
Robert Abraham, Rod Cush on the tackle. Tough choice now for Don Coryell. Do you go for it or do you punt? Looks like they're going to go for it. They're bringing in the big back. Spencer, Anderson, Buford McGee.
Well, the quarterbacks in San Diego, I'm sure, like this, going for it. 5:34 to play in the third quarter. The Chargers trailing 20-14. They were down at 1.17 to nothing. They've come back, though. Now full house backfield. Handoff. Spencer, first down, San Diego, as he thunders ahead to the 47-yard line of Houston. Well, the Chargers go with straight-ahead power dive, and they get the first down and keep the drive alive.
That's a great job by center Masick. Dennis McKnight, one tackle. Kowalski, or the one guard. Kowalski, the tackle. There's a nice big bow in the Houston Oilers defensive line there. And Kellen Winslow back in the huddle.
Dennis McKnight, Trump, is having a very good game at right guard for San Diego.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. That's Conan, right?
Call him Conan. That's the opinion of the coaches at halftime. They said he's really been blasting out. Right now, though, first down and 10. Here's a throw to Kellen Winslow over the middle. He's inside the 25-yard line and down to the 23.
What an athlete.
Charger offense up to speed now. Here in the third quarter, they scored on their first possession, driving again and trailing by 6.
Robert Abraham on the tackle. He gets a good release off the line of scrimmage, looks outside, and of course that's where the safety thinks he's going to go. And that timing pattern again, the ability of Dan Fouts to know where those receivers are going to be, and those numbers the best for Kellen Winslow so far in 1985.
Chargers initiating this drive from deep in their own end. Here comes Little Train James, turning the corner, putting moves on, and James is not done till he's ahead to the 9-yard line. It's a first down for San Diego as Lionel James gains 13 yards.
Tell you what, Bo Eason once again is really, watch this move. And Eason has missed James a couple of times so far in this football game. James is going to make a lot of people look bad. Eason is one of the Houston Oilers' best tacklers, but that's a first down pickup.
3:25 to play in the third quarter. The Chargers looking for what could be a go-ahead touchdown if they get the extra point with it, but they're not in yet. Trailing 20-14. Buford McGee fumbles the ball. He gets his own fumble, but back at the 19-yard line. The Chargers living dangerously, trying the option pitch from Buford McGee to the trailer. And it comes up as a fumble, but this one they didn't lose.
And Houston, Don, played that pitch very, very well. They had the pitch man covered. Look on the outside. You can see the cornerback going out there to cover. It was Patrick Allen. And then Frank Bush made the hit. The ball bounced for the San Diego Chargers. McGee gets it back. And they lose about, what, 10 yards on the play?
Yeah, it's going to be 2nd down and 20 now.
Watch James coming in motion this side, Don. Linebacker coverage.
Dan Fouts play fishing. Lionel James has got the ball, and he's down to the 1-yard line. He's got a first down. Lionel James with another spectacular reception.
He ran an out and up.
Isn't that something? He's closing in on the record, and Lionel James is going to smash the record the way he's going, because he's averaging way over 135.4 a game.
Yeah, it's like 163. Watch this. You can't really see the pattern. Fouts fakes downfield. James runs an out and up. There's nobody even close to him. Looks like Steve Brown is one of the guys there, supposedly in coverage.
Actually, they need a foot for the first down. It's 3rd and a foot. Crash down to the goal line. Touchdown is signaled, and the Chargers have tied the game. Buford McGee gets in for the touchdown, and now the extra point attempt, all important for San Diego.
But the big assist to train James once again, that wide receiver. And this time, that's a good job of blocking by Spencer. McGee up through that hole. And if this extra point is good, the first time today San Diego leads.
If they hit it, here's Bob Thomas. Ralph Moshenko holds. The extra point is right through the middle, and for the first time today, indeed, the San Diego Chargers lead the game, a game they trail by as many as 17 points, and they're up 21-20. Touchdowns, and they have the lead for the first time, 21-20. Little Train getting some big numbers.
He's amazing. So far today, he's accounted for 159 total yards of offense, and that's under his average.
Well, here's a fumble ball, and now they pick it up. Herky Walls moves upfield and gets out to the 18-yard line, and did very well to do that. So the Oiler offense comes out down for the first time since early in the game. It was a 0-0 game, and the Oilers put up the first 17 points of the day. First time the Oiler offense has come out not leading since they had the first possession.
Strangely, too, in the first half of all the games the Houston Oilers have played this season, they've played just miserably and been terribly outscored. But in the second half, they've done an excellent job in the first 11 games.
Oliver Luck is the quarterback for Houston. He's been the backup all year. He's not afraid to let her rip on first down. Gets Butch Woolfolk, and the Charger defense is there nicely. Linebacker Billy Ray Smith makes a knockdown. Gain of about 5 on the play as we look at the scoreboard. The Jets scored on a long touchdown pass from Ken O'Brien to Wesley Walker. They lead 13-3 over New England Patriots. Miami with a field goal has broken the tie at Buffalo and leads by 3. Chicago extending its lead to 27-0. William Perry has a touchdown in that game. Washington leading Pittsburgh by 10 after the Steelers came from way behind to tie at 17 all. Oliver Luck on 2nd and 5 swings it out, and Tim Smith is wide open out to the 33-yard line. He has a Houston first down. Right back to the scoreboard on this 12th Sunday of play. Cleveland Browns opening up a commanding lead now over the Bengals, 24-6. That game in the fourth quarter at Cleveland. The Detroit Lions getting set to meet the Jets on Thanksgiving Day on NBC Sports with a 16-6 lead over the Buccaneers at Tampa Bay. And New Orleans continues to lead the favored Minnesota Vikings at Minneapolis by 10. 1:31 to play in the third quarter here at Houston. Oilers trailing for the first time 21-20. Luck swings it out. Tim Smith gets the ball, and he's going to be knocked down for a gain of about 5. Got it out to the 37. Lots of short patterns today, Trump, by the Houston offense.
It's interesting, too, that coming into this ball game, Tim Smith, as you documented in the first half, he only caught 21 passes. With Oliver Luck at quarterback, he's getting a lot more business in this football game than in the first 11 games he got from Warren Moon. Can't tell you why.
Here's a guy caught 69 2 seasons ago, 83 last season. Dropping the throw on 2nd down and 5. Oliver Luck lets her rip. Coming back at the ball is Drew Hill. He puts a move out and loses people. Drew Hill is down to the 41-yard line of San Diego.
That's nice.
It's been something.
That's nice. Oliver Luck watched Drew Hill all the way. 21 yards on the catch. Now I'll tell you about when this pass is thrown. Watch the move. You see decent coverage by the San Diego Chargers, Danny Walters, but that ball is thrown before Drew Hill even turns his head around. Good pass protection. Steps over that front foot. That's well done. That's almost indefensible by anybody in the game.
Oliver Luck taking what they're giving him, and San Diego came into this game ranked last in the NFL in pass defense, #1 in pass offense. Oliver Luck now gets an open channel. He's going to get yardage. He gets about 7 as he's inside the Charger 35-yard line.
He's got some guts. Now, I almost thought that was a design quarterback draw, because when he put the ball down, he wasn't faking anybody. He was going to run with it. San Diego playing a lot of 3-deep zone. Those linebackers are very deep in coverage. Dave Adolph, the defensive coordinator of the San Diego Chargers, wants a better performance out of his defense here.
Might be the last play of the 3rd quarter as the Oilers let the clock tick down. So through 3 quarters of play, it's going to be San Diego holding to a 1-point lead, 21-20. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. With Bob Trumpy, this is Don Criqui back at the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. The San Diego Chargers hold a 1-point lead, 21-20. As we start the 4th quarter, Houston with the ball and driving. Oilers with it 2nd down and 4 inside the San Diego 35-yard line. Luck to Moriarty, stung hard at the line of scrimmage. Woody Lowe came up and popped him, and then he spun off, and as you see, gets ahead close to a 1st down.
You know, Don, for the Houston Oilers,
got one.
Throughout this game, with or without good field position, they've driven the ball very well. For the San Diego Chargers, it's been big plays.
Here's how the numbers break down through 3 quarters of play.
Look at that time of possession. 6 more minutes for the Oilers, and
look at the offense now for San Diego.
Yeah, but they're always up there.
But weren't earlier in this game. Right now, though, the Chargers are digging in on defense as Oliver Luck has 1st down and goes to the run to Rozier. Tough back going in, standing straight up. He's leveled at the 28-yard line. Got ahead for a gain of 3. Chuck Ian, the nose tackle, was one of the people that got him.
Of course, the idea is if you're any team that plays the San Diego Chargers, you want your offense for those long, sustained drives. This drive started at the Houston 18-yard line. The longer you keep the San Diego offense off the field, the better chance you have to win. 7th play now in the drive.
And no turnovers in the 2nd half by either team. We had 7 in the 1st half, 5 by the Chargers. Blitz. A loop ball downfield. Drew Hill goes for it, but he can't come up with the ball. You see Oliver Luck, so the end of that one, sitting down here at the Astrodome as he was hit.
Danny Walters in the coverage. Houston's gone to that play a lot today. Scored a touchdown. Drew Hill made a big catch in the 2nd quarter on that play. Those are good numbers for a kid who has not started in the last 27 games for the Houston Oilers.
Oliver Luck rebounding from a fractured ankle suffered in the final preseason game. He was on the shelf for the first 6 weeks of the season. Called on today because of a hip pointer, very painful injury suffered by the regular quarterback at Houston, Warren Moon. 3rd down and a long 7. They go to the draw play, and Moriarty breaks it for a 1st down east of the 15-yard line. Power back from Notre Dame. Larry Moriarty accelerates ahead, and he's down to the 15-yard line, and the Oilers have a 1st down.
He goes to the air, though. Watch Oliver Luck. He tangles feet with Romano, the center, and then that power back, Larry Moriarty, looks like he's running the 400-meter hurdles, and he picks up 10 yards and a 1st down.
One over those hurdles head first.
Somebody's down. I think
there's an Oiler down on the far side.
Cramps. Let's see what he's got there. No, he's looking at his knee.
Number 30, Moriarty.
Moriarty's rushing yardage today includes a 16-yard touchdown run. It was the 1st score of the day.
Moriarty just getting up off the ground. It's hard to tell where he got injured here, although watch his right knee. Jeff Dale hits him right on that knee. But after that, Moriarty gets up, bounces up off the ground. Got good spring in his legs, but he's being helped to the sideline.
Well, it appears to be all right. Our producer today for NBC Sports is Larry Cirillo. Our director, Steve Semino. The Houston Oilers trailing 21-20 after leading earlier in the game 17-0. Now have a first down at the San Diego 15-yard line. Oliver Luck runs out of trouble again and heads for the sideline, and Oliver Luck gets inside the 10-yard line.
Today for the Houston Oilers defense, Drew Hill with another good block just to give Oliver Luck a couple of extra yards. And of course, there is no defense in the game that has a man assigned to the quarterback. He's looking right, looking downfield, reads well on the move, and then he knows where that sideline is, doesn't he? See Drew Hill right there at the end. A couple of big blocks for little Mr. Drew Hill.
Run for a touchdown. Now after the 6-yard gain by Luck, it's 2nd down and 4 for the Oilers. Stanley Edwards gets the ball for the first time today. Now after the 6-yard gain by Luck, Stanley Edwards gets the ball for the first time today, and a big back from Michigan takes it inside the 5-yard line. It's another first down for Houston.
Mike Green on the tackle. Nice little draw play. Another trap run by the Houston Oilers. Harvey Salem, the tackle on the trap. You know, Don, the first half we had nothing but bad luck for both teams. In the second half, we've had 3 drives, all scoring drives, 2 for San Diego, 1 for Houston, and in the fourth, they're certainly driving for a touchdown too. Mike Green off.
So Mike Green leaves the game. Looks like Derry Nelson will be in to replace him.
That's a shoulder injury. I've felt those
He's
before.
had problems all season long, really all career with injuries.
He can play too.
Excellent player when he's in there.
Tough hitter.
First down and goal for Houston. The Oilers trail in the game 21-20 with 11:55 to play. The I-back. Rozier is in, standing up. So the Oilers get the lead back. 26-21.
That's 4 drives in the second half. 2 by San Diego for 14 points. 2 by the Houston Oilers for 10 points if the extra point is good. No turnovers. Very few flags. Watch the sideline. Hugh Campbell, yes, sir. Into the end zone. Well, we got us a shootout here.
We really do. It's turned into a track meet here in the second half, and now looking to put the extra point up is Zendejas. So it's a 6-point lead for the Houston Oilers. They are up 27-21 with 11:48 to play. Lots more time for lots more touchdowns. We'll be back after this. 77-10 in the first 15 minutes. Today, at the end of the first quarter, they had a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, just their second and third touchdowns of the season in the first quarter. And I'll tell you what, another big difference. Time of possession for the Houston Oilers today over the San Diego Chargers, a big factor.
Lee Johnson hits another kickoff deep, but Anderson will return this from a yard deep. Gary Anderson for the Chargers. Out across the 20 and out to the 23-yard line. So Dan Fouts and the San Diego offense head back out.
Well, we'll see if we can have the 5th drive of the second half result in points. The first 4 have. And that's a big drive for the Houston Oilers. Gives that defense a rest.
Wes Chandler comes out wide to the left. Charlie Joyner's on the left flank also, as Lionel James is put out as a flanker to the right. First down and 10, San Diego. James, sure-handed, lost the ball then, but it went out of bounds.
Keith Bostic on the coverage. Oh, the Houston Oilers coming into this ball game, Don. 15 points a game is what they averaged, and that time of possession today has resulted in 27 points. Of course, the turnovers by the Chargers have certainly helped. It's the most unlikely stat, I think, of this football game.
Whatever it takes, but a long way from over. 11:32 to play. There was a gain of 4 on that pass play to Lionel James, so now it's 2nd down and 6 for Fouts and the Chargers. Free ball, it's broken up.
Patrick Allen right in front of the receiver. Great job.
Second-year cornerback from Utah State, Patrick Allen, and a penalty marker down in the Charger backfield.
Personal foul on number 79, roughing the passer. He hit him in the head. 15 yards in the first.
Ray Childress has called for a personal foul for hitting Fouts in the head. And so, instead of a broken-up pass, it's a 1st down for San Diego.
That's the first thing bad he's done all season, all day long. Childress has played an outstanding game.
Could be an interesting standing again at day's end in the AFC Central. Pittsburgh is losing. They'd go to 6-6 with a defeat. Cleveland is winning big. They'd go to 6-6, tied for first. Cincinnati be 5-7, and if Houston can hold on, they'd be 5-7. But the Chargers have a lot to say about that. San Diego, as a team, feeling it needs a 5-game winning streak to get in the playoffs, trailing by 6. Here is a hard hit put on Gary Anderson. Frank Bush, a first-year linebacker, and Ray Childress, another rookie.
Nailed it. Bush nailed it.
Bush, an undersized backer out of North Carolina State, 6'1", 215, but tremendous impact hitter.
Well, this is about the time where you get it to Train James again now. Try to find linebacker coverage somewhere. That's what San Diego's been able to do throughout this football game. Where is he? Find him.
He's in the backfield. Ready to wreak havoc. Fouts takes a look, throws it up. Winslow has the ball, and Kellen Winslow fights ahead for a San Diego 1st down. On 2nd and 10, he got ahead for 11 yards and a 1st down. There's a penalty marker after the play.
That's going to be a late hit, another 15 yards.
Eason. Yep. Free safety of the Oilers came in on Winslow late, so they'll tack some more on it.
Numbers today put up on the board by Kellen Winslow. Personal foul, Houston, are his best since his injury in 1984. Got to make him feel very good because he's doing it on an AstroTurf field, which is
personal foul, unnecessary roughness on a defense, 93. That's first 15 and a 1st down.
I thought it was Bo Eason. Actually, it's Robert Lyles. Just as Kellen Winslow is going down, and at 6'6", 250 pounds, we'll see the whole thing. He's down, and Lyles hits him right in the chest with his helmet.
Hugh Campbell in dismay, and right now the Chargers looking to take back the lead, the one they held briefly by a point. Dan Fouts always looking as he backpedals. Ball was tipped, and it's incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10, and there is also a penalty marker down on the play.
That's going to be illegal motion by Train James. He was lined up out there as a wide receiver, took that step forward.
Childress, Trump, I think, was the guy that tipped the ball.
James was the man in motion.
Offense, illegal formation, no eligible number on the end of the line.
Oh, I see. He also moved.
It's amazing that doesn't happen more with San Diego. They have so many formations, more than any team in football, and they use them all.
Absolutely. Watch James. Where is he? Where is he going to be?
He's in the backfield, offset to the right. Anderson's out as a flanker to the left side. 2 wide receivers set right on 1st and 15. Lionel James gets the ball and cuts down to the 35-yard line. Got only 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12.
You know,
Robert Lyles got him.
Excuse me. It may be just a misconception on my part, but it seems like when they throw the ball to James on the play before, they give it to him. And then out of the backfield, he becomes a wide receiver. And then he seems to be able to have that linebacker coverage on little Train James, and he seems to break it. Where is he this time? He's in the slot on the far side of the field.
That's him at the top of your screen. Running a deep pattern. Fouts takes a look, throws it out, got a man. Charlie Joyner is down to the 27-yard line. He'll be short, though, of a 1st down. That was a 2nd and almost 13 play, and so it brings up 3rd and about 5.
James that time was a decoy. Charlie Joyner runs an out pattern from behind the offense. Charlie Joyner making his 698th career catch. Oh, Charlie's ready to say, okay, fellas, you got me, and the Houston Oilers aren't ready to quit. Watch James. He goes out and draws coverage away from Charlie Joyner. Joyner, the underneath man there.
Shortest player in the NFL at 5'6", says his philosophy is he doesn't listen to people when he was a kid telling him he was too small. He said he believes in finding out for yourself. Shows him every week. Kellen Winslow goes for the ball, but it came in high. He was open again. Dan Fouts coming in a bit high.
Well, do you go for it here, Don? Third down and about 3. 8:53 to go.
The interesting call. There's going to be a coaching council on the sideline. Kicking team looks like it's ready to come on.
No, I think they're going to go for it.
They are. They're going to go for it. So the Chargers daring. And that's one of the attributes that's made them the best offensive team in the National Football League. Going for it on 4th down and 4. 8:53 to play, and Houston leading 27-21. Dan Fouts looks. He's got a man, and Joyner makes the reception at the 17-yard line. It's a San Diego first down.
Old reliable. 699th career reception. He comes in motion. You'll see that you can't really see the contact. Charlie wins the contact there with Steve Brown. Just runs the pattern deep enough to pick up the first down. And you can see the motion. Fouts knows right where Charlie's going to be. An easy pickup. Look at that. 700 receptions that guy's one short of. That's unbelievable.
Pro Football's all-time leading receiver began his career here in Houston and still lives here in the offseason. Here's Anderson ducking inside. He gets to the 15-yard line. First down carry by the Chargers. Good for a gain of about 3. And the game clock now winds down to 8:03 and running.
All right, here comes the quick ones now. Chandler, James, Joyner back in the ball game. McGee, Bendros, and Severs comes out along with Gary Anderson. Watch out for James. You can't overstate that. The defense has got to identify him on every single snap, Don. Slot formation near side. Linebacker coverage on him.
Pass offense starts with pass blocking. They've got to protect Fouts now against a blitz. Here it comes. Fouts stands in, gets time. Lionel James can't get to it in the corner of the end zone.
That's good coverage. Frank Bush all over him.
7:26 to go in the game, and Houston leads 27-21.
Now you see James is looking for a rest right here in front of us. 94. Look at that. See that little move that James makes? But Bush is able to get right between him and the quarterback. That would have been a spectacular pass and catch if he had made it. James out of the ball game for a rest.
Third down, as you see, and 8 coming up now for San Diego. 15-yard line of the Oilers. Spencer has blockers. He's inside the 5, and he goes in standing up.
Whoa.
And the Chargers have tied the game, and now they send out the team to try the extra point.
And they caught the Houston Oilers in a full blitz. And once Spencer got outside that defensive end, he's in the end zone. Now watch, he goes right up underneath Baker, 75. He sees it coming. McKnight pulls. There's nobody out there to block. They run to the short side of the defense. Spencer 1, 2, 3, 6 into the end zone.
Hugh Campbell looks on as Bob Thomas, the place kicker for the Chargers, comes out to try the extra point that would again give San Diego a 1-point lead. He nails it, and it's a 28-27 game. The Chargers are in the lead, and we still have a lot of time to go. 7:20 left to play. Chargers kick it off when we come back. With Bob Trumpy, this is Don Criqui at Houston's Astrodome. 7:20 to play in the game. The Chargers of San Diego trailed in this game 17-0. Now they lead at 28-27. They led 21-20 to San Diego, but Houston scored the last time it had the ball. Then the Chargers responded with a touchdown. It's been that kind of a game as Houston sets up on offense now with Oliver Luck at quarterback. All game long, number 10 has been penetrating the San Diego defense.
Don, I never thought we'd see a shootout between the Houston Oilers and the San Diego Chargers. Houston had really struggled offensively, but they come up with 17 points in the first half, respond with 10 in the second. They're 1 point short on this ball game.
Tell you one thing about the Chargers, Trump. When they play football, it's showtime.
Oh, yeah. And it goes down to the end, too. You can't score enough points on offense if you're the San Diego Chargers.
7:11 to play. Luck with the eye set in the backfield. Rozier is the eye back. They play fake to him, and here's Oliver Luck looking to run. Gets it away. Penalty marker is down in the secondary of the Chargers.
Yeah, that's an illegal chuck.
A look at the scoreboard. New England has just scored on a Tony Eason touchdown pass. The Patriots trail the Jets in the fourth quarter 13-10. Detroit holding to a 3-point lead over Tampa Bay. Cleveland has now defeated Cincinnati 24-6, so the Browns go to 6-6 on the season. Could have a share of first place in the AFC Central at day's end because the Steelers are losing to Washington.
Penalty on John Henry.
Illegal contact on number 29 of defense. That's a 5-yard penalty, and that's a first down.
John Henry trying to cover Drew Hill.
That was the start of the day. Pittsburgh now 6-6. Cleveland soon to be 6. Cleveland is 6-6. Pittsburgh soon to be 6-6. The way that game is going with Washington. Cincinnati dropping to 5-7 after the defeat today. Oilers are still in the hunt. They know it, but they've got to win this game as they try the run on first down, and the Chargers stuff it. Larry Moriarty is knocked down by Chuck Ian.
Good call here. Excuse me. Good call here would be a screen pass by the Houston Oilers. 30-20 Washington now over Pittsburgh in the fourth quarter.
Mark Mosley kicking another field goal. Redskins ignited by that come from behind win over the Giants with the young quarterback Jay Schrader. Moving on to Pittsburgh, where they're in the process of upsetting the favored Steelers. 2nd down and 10 now for Houston.
Harvey Salem too quick off the line. There is no real advantage for an offensive tackle to
number
do that.
73 offense.
That's it. It was Harvey.
There is no real advantage. I mean, being a split second quick does not help an offensive lineman in any situation.
One of the problems, Trump, that the young Oiler team has had has been getting tight as games wear on, looking for mistakes. Matthews, their fine offensive tackle. Bruce Matthews said, I think we worry more about losing than we look forward to winning, and that's been a problem.
Yeah, but you can't call this team a young team anymore now. They've got a lot of games under their belt. That's a bad excuse at this point in the season.
All excuses are acceptable. Here's a throw to Woolfolk. He's got it at the 40. He's out to the 30. He's out to the 36-yard line. They get a lot back. They're short of the first down, and the clock continues to run. It down to 5:50 to run to play in the fourth quarter. And the Chargers, who are down 17-0 in this game, are leading right now 28-27.
And all Don Coryell is hoping for is for his defense to stop the Houston Oilers for the first time this half.
Right. The last ranked pass defense in the NFL on the field for San Diego. When the offense is out there, it's the #1 pass offense that San Diego has. Oliver Luck, he who hesitates. Picking it up on the one bounce was Bruce Matthews.
Hey, but that's
maybe nobody noticed. He thought he'll try to run with it.
This is going to be a delay of game against Houston, but that should either be a sack or an incomplete pass. I didn't see any official do anything. He's going to collect everybody here. That's either an incompletion or a sack. And the reason the flag was thrown was because Matthews, who picked up the ball, threw the ball. That's a delay of game penalty. We'll see what happens here.
That was a fumble, and he recovered. Houston recovered the football.
Okay. A fumble by the Houston Oilers, recovered by the Houston Oilers. No mention of the flag. Luck back. He takes about 5 pumps here. 1, 2.
Yep, that's a.
Oh, I see. Through. Yeah, that is a fumble. And then when Bruce Matthews throws the ball.
That was a fumble. Houston recovered. 74 picked up a live ball and threw it. That's a 5-yard penalty.
That's a correct call. Delay of game.
Coach Coryell.
The net result is, though, it's a 4th down, and Houston's going to have to punt. And Coryell's defense, or Dave Adolph's defense, for the first time in this half, stops the Houston Oilers.
Hey, they say Coryell's under fire, but look at the book. The wins and losses over the years, 5 divisional championships in 12 years as a head coach, and he's had winners in 2 cities, St. Louis.
He's only had 3 losing seasons in his coaching career, and of course, unfortunately, 2 have been back-to-back, and they were last season and the season before.
But now the Oilers have to punt the ball. What a charge.
Ooh.
Lee Johnson puts into that. Little Crane backpedaling to his 9, and here he comes. Both arms on the ball. He's to the 17-yard line with 5:02 to play. Chargers will be going with their full offense because there's a lot of time left. They have to move the ball and keep it away from Houston. Going at the Astrodome in Houston, Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy.
How good?
Not over. Let's over with the Chargers.
San Diego, when they take the first snap on this first down, it'll be the 7th possession by both teams in the second half. Both teams have scored 6 of the 7 possessions that they've had. Isn't that unbelievable? First half they couldn't do anything. Second half has been
like the activity.
Yeah.
You like touchdowns, you like the Chargers. They can score points. Right now they're holding to a 1-point lead as they go to the run. It doesn't get much, but it does move the game clock to 4:55 and running.
If you missed the first half, there were 7 turnovers and 13 penalties, and there have been very few penalties in the second half and no turnovers.
Coming up this Thursday on NBC Sports, join us as we renew a holiday football tradition. Our exclusive coverage of the 46th Thanksgiving Day game. This year's football feast matches the front-running New York Jets as they take on the Detroit Lions live from the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. Both teams, the Jets and the Lions, are winning today. NFL 85 gets underway at 12 noon. Dan Fouts throws to Charlie Joyner, and it's a reception out to the 25-yard line.
We got a flag down, too, right on the sideline, Don. That's number 700, if it counts.
How about that?
Look, that's a 700 catch. 700th catch, and they're going to call it back.
Think about that. 700 catches.
Yeah, they're going to call it back. I'll tell you what.
35 catches is a good year for a receiver. If you do that for 20 years.
I'll tell you what's even more amazing than 700 catches. Ed White, offensive guard for the San Diego Chargers. He played for, what, 8 years for Minnesota and 9 years here. Can you imagine how many pass block setups he's gone through, Tarkenton and Fouts? He must back out of bed in the morning. You know that?
A lot of experience in the left side of that line.
Offensive pass interference. It's a 10-yard penalty, and it's second down.
Between the tackle and the guard, 18 years experience. The tackle has 1 year.
Yes.
In his first. That's like the great question, which brothers combination in Major League Baseball has the most home runs?
The Aarons.
That's right. Henry had 755 and Tommy had 6. Nobody else was even close. 4:21 to go. San Diego leads the game 28-27. Handoff to Anderson. Turning upfield. He doesn't get much. And now on a second down and 18 play, it's going to be 3rd down and long. And so the San Diego Chargers need a big play and badly because the Houston Oilers can win this thing with a field goal.
San Diego now bringing James back in the ball game. He looks tired too. You can see everybody out there in the huddle. James is the last one. Clock runs. San Diego in no real hurry. Who you like, Winslow or James?
Who knows, because Fouts looks at all of them. Chandler's going to be a factor. He's going to go deep. Wes Chandler's on the near flank at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Here's Fouts against the blitz, and they get him. Bo Eason, the free safety, came on a blitz and got Dan Fouts before he could even set up. So the Chargers have to punt it from their end zone, and the Oilers are going to get good field position with 3:34 to go.
Well called blitz by Jerry Glanville, the defensive coordinator of the Houston Oilers. Watch what happens. He is untouched. From the outside, nobody laid a glove on Bo Eason. They consumed the inside blocker, Kellen Winslow, with Jeff Donaldson. And he came. Eason came free. There's Jerry Glanville, defensive coordinator. He likes that situation.
Took an orchestra leader up there. Moshenko takes the short snap, steps in and hits the ball not too well, but he does drive it downfield. It takes, though, an Oiler bounce, and it's down inside the 45-yard line of the Chargers. So with 3 minutes to play, Houston gets it back, trailing by 1. Back at the Astrodome, Tony Zendejas could be the man of the hour for the Oilers. At the moment, Houston has the ball at the 42-yard line of San Diego. The Chargers lead the game 28-27. Zendejas has been hot today, though. Has a career-long one as a pro, 52 yards, and could be called on again shortly. Oilers trailing by 1. To the run they go. Mike Rozier busting into the San Diego defense, gets to the 39-yard line. As we take a look at the scoreboard, Miami has won again, defeating the Bills at Buffalo 23-14. Cleveland is going to have a share of first place in the AFC Central, it would appear, after that win, because Washington is beating Pittsburgh in the fourth quarter at Pittsburgh. Tampa Bay has now rallied to tie the Lions. They're in the fourth quarter in Florida. Wow. More scores to follow, as right now it's 2nd down and 7 for the Houston Oilers. Draw play. Billy Ray Smith stayed home and made the hit. The 38-yard line.
Wolfhook on the carry. Not a bad call.
Tough one now, though, Trump. 3rd and long for the Oilers.
That's why you want to go to the sideline. Let the coaches call the plays. You want to hang on to the football here, maintain possession, even though it's an awfully long kick now for Zendejas. You still don't want to turn it over, that's for sure.
And the game clock winds down to the 2-minute warning. So we'll be back right after this.
AT&T, the right choice. In the playoffs, Dave Craig hit Steve Largent twice for big gains in a fourth-quarter drive to get his Seahawks to the Dolphin 2. It's deadlocked at 20. With nearly 2 minutes remaining, Seattle doesn't want to settle for 3. Do they throw to Largent once again or sweep running back Kurt Warner? What would you do?
Here, 1:04 left.
Situation a few times before, and so has Campbell. 2 minutes to play. San Diego leads the game 28-27. Houston has the ball with 3rd down and a long 7 coming up from the 39-yard line of the Chargers. The Lions and the Buccaneers have gone to overtime at Tampa, Florida, 16-16 after regulation. Of course, Detroit will be on NBC Sports Thanksgiving afternoon against the New York Jets, who are leading the New England Patriots 13-10. The Jets ready to extend their record now to 9-3.
One big fact right here, Houston 5 of 12 in 3rd down conversions.
NFL 85 leads the day off on Thanksgiving on NBC Sports at 12 noon. Right now, big play for the Oilers. 3rd down, a long 7. They trail by 1 with 2 minutes to play. Here's a blitz. Long ball. Drew Hill's out there. He's got it. He's inside the 10-yard line. Drew Hill makes a diving reception. 29 yards and a first down, victimized on the play. Well, let's watch it again and see just how it developed. Drew Hill is inside the 10. Trump.
3rd catch by Drew Hill, 1 for a touchdown. They flood the left-hand side of your picture. Single up coverage on Drew Hill with Danny Walters, and Hill goes and gets it. Wow. It appears that the Houston Oilers are going to break their losing streak, right?
A long way to go. One thing they don't want to do is score early, because if Fouts, now there's 1:53 to play. Fouts can go up and down the field twice with that much time. Hand off to Moriarty as the Chargers come hunting the football. Chuck Ian grabbed at it but couldn't take it.
Well, they call timeout.
Yep. Now they call it, the Chargers call a timeout with 1:46 to play. They have 2 remaining. So we'll break for this word, and then we'll be back. By 1:46 to play. 2nd down and goal for the Oilers. Moriarty running hard. He's inside the 5 and down to the 2.
Don, you realize that these two teams have produced 750 yards, make it 60 yards total offense today. 760 yards and 55 points to this point.
San Diego with a 1-point lead, 28-27. Houston coming up with 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. They're looking to punch it into the end zone. That would make San Diego go the distance and not be able to get in position to win it with a field goal. If By chance, Houston should kick a field goal here.
Mr. Zendeja certainly happy to see them punch it into the end zone, so the pressure's not on his shoulders to kick the game-winning field goal. When you look back at this football game, if you're a San Diego Charger fan, it's what the Chargers did to themselves in the first half that may result in a loss. 5 turnovers.
Yeah, that was in the first half. San Diego was down in this game 17-0, but the Chargers rallied. They led 21-20, then trailed 27-21, and now San Diego leads 28-27, but perhaps not for long. 3rd down and goal for the Houston Oilers from the 2-yard line. Luck to Rozier. He's in again. Same play, same result, and the Oilers take back the lead with 1:32 to go.
Bad drive at all again by the Houston Oilers. Time of possession today for the Houston Oilers, and the turnovers by San Diego, the 2 biggest factors in the outcome to this point.
Extra point is hit up and good, and with 1:32 to go, the Chargers need a touchdown and an extra point to win this game. We conceivably could go to overtime.
If the extra point is missed after the Chargers, if in fact they do score. Watch once again, an excellent job by the offensive line of the Houston Oilers. You got to be a root hog, a truffle digger in that situation, and they did. Rozier goes in almost untouched.
Mike Rozier in the end zone twice today, and the Houston Oilers have their Houston Oilers song a-playing, people standing and singing, but here's where Fouts is at his greatest.
That's just man-on-man, good straight-ahead blocking by the Houston Oilers. Oilers now 367 total yards of offense. Time of possession. It's an amazing stat.
Got a man up here singing the Houston Oilers song. Older gentleman dancing with pom-poms in front of us. As Lee Johnson's ready to kick it off for the Oilers. 1:32 to play. Gary Anderson goes wide to the left. Harry, look at this guy. Every time they play this song, he's up there. Now you have a little cross step here and a little.
See the guy in the red beard in the glasses? He says, I pay $700 for these season tickets, and I got to sit in front of that guy.
Every game, every time they play this song. Here's the kickoff. Drilled downfield and well. It's going to carry too deep for Lionel James to bring it out. So with 1:32 to play in the game, the San Diego Chargers get the ball at their 20-yard line, 1st down and 10.
Chargers have one.
Take it the distance. There's Mojo going off the field again.
Chargers have one timeout left.
Do a couple more of those. Mojo's trained up a little bit this year.
It's not enough. I'm telling you, it's not enough.
He bounces off this man.
He must go straight from the field to the concession stand. That's the only thing I can figure. Showing blitz. Showing blitz.
Fouts throws. Charlie Joyner gets it. He's across the 40. And Joyner's out to the 45-yard line. One timeout remaining for the Chargers, so they quickly go into formation without a huddle. 1st down and 10 at their 45.
That's his 700th catch. Oh, look at that.
Dan Fouts dropping to throw again. Takes a look. Home run ball. Trumaine Johnson's out there. He loses the ball at the 10-yard line. There's a penalty marker down. It'll be 1st down for the Chargers at the 11-yard line of Houston.
Patrick Allen. Patrick Allen, pass interference.
Defense, pass interference, 29, 1st down.
Now, you know what? If Patrick Allen just reaches out and grabs him, pulls him down, it's defensive holding. It's only a 5-yard penalty and automatic 1st down. The contact here, right at the latter stages, interference, that's about a 50-yard pickup on a penalty.
They mark the ball at the 13-yard line of Houston. First down and 10. 1:06 to play. San Diego trails in the game 34-28.
Watch James.
Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy at the Astrodome in Houston. Another one of those spectacular Charger finishes. Little Train James, he got down to the 11, and the game clock now winds down to 59 seconds. Chargers again going into formation. They have one timeout left. A field goal of no consequence, and they use that timeout with 55 seconds to play. Fouts comes to the sideline.
Actually, now, Don, Houston has an advantage because they only have to cover actually 21 yards of the field. That is a very big advantage for a passing team like San Diego. 21 yards and only 21 yards. A very difficult amount of yardage to run all the patterns that you want in this situation. So Houston has a little help, and that's the end line of the end zone.
Ernie Zampese, the assistant head coach, in the press box calling the plays. On the sideline, Coach Fouts gets things relayed down to him. I say Coach Fouts not incorrectly because he's a coach on the field.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here's a final score in. The Redskins have won again. They beat the Steelers in an upset of sorts at Pittsburgh 30-23. So Washington stays in the playoff chase, and the Steelers find themselves tied for first through 12 games with the Cleveland Browns. Both are 6-6. 55 seconds to play. Chargers trail by 6 points, 34-28. Timing pattern. Chandler's out there, and he can't hold the ball in the end zone. He sure had his man beat, Patrick Allen. Huey Campbell saying there was offensive holding.
Yeah, that's just a timing pass, and the ball is thrown up enough. Chandler 6 out of 10 times will make that catch. You know that? Now it's third down.
Hey, they're liable to run the ball with Little Train James.
No, they can't. They got to throw it 2 times in the end zone, Don. They have to.
51 seconds to go. Fouts looks. Incomplete to James at the 5-yard line. There's also a penalty marker down. It's a defensive foul. It could be a first down, but the point right now is going towards the San Diego Chargers.
Oh, it's a big one, too. 15 yards, but if I'm Houston, do you want to take that penalty?
That's right. It gives them 2 more chances if they take the penalty. Good point.
Take the penalty. It's 2 more chances. If you turn it down, it's 4th down and about 8. That's not an easy choice to make.
Offensive holding number 80. Decline a penalty.
They're going to. Good point. So they do indeed turn down the penalty. And that brings up 4th down for the San Diego Chargers. 4th down at the 13-yard line of Houston.
But San Diego is 2 for 2 today in 4th down conversions. This will be 4th and what? 8, 9?
45 seconds to play. The Chargers are trailing 34-28. The Chargers are out of timeouts. This is it. They're going to blitz. Here it comes. Fouts takes a look. He throws. The man is open. Touchdown, San Diego.
Wes Chandler.
They do it again. The Chargers hit the scoring throw on 4th down with 39 seconds to play.
Well, they had 1 minute and 1 to go when they got the ball, right?
I tell you, Oliver Luck's going to have some time here now.
29
Guys
seconds.
are unbelievable.
29 seconds to get that ball all the way down the field. 80 yards. Biggest play, of course, the pass interference penalty on Patrick Allen. Good pass protection. This is an important kick right here.
4th down and no timeouts. Yep. We could be going overtime if this extra point isn't good, but it is, and the San Diego Chargers have a 35-34 lead with 39 seconds to play.
Don, think back 3 weeks ago. They beat the Raiders on the last play of the game in overtime. Last week, they lose on the last play of the game in overtime. Today, in desperation, 4th down and 8. 6 points to Wes Chandler, and he was wide open in the end zone.
Tell you, people in San Diego will see that thing replayed 100 times this week.
Look at the pass protection. Great job by the offensive line. Fouts steps right up into the pocket.
It'll look
knows
just as
where
good
he's
every
going to
time.
be. Big catch by Wes Chandler.
The biggest. So the Chargers hit when they had to. Desperation throw, and it was right on the numbers by Dan Fouts. And now with 39 seconds left, the Oilers will try to get in field goal range. Houston is trailing 35-34 with 39 seconds to play.
And Houston also has all 3 timeouts left. It ain't over. Don't cue the fat lady.
Chargers are. I mean, their defense is not going to be shipped off to Canton en masse, but their offense is something to behold.
Houston Oilers have given up 435 yards of offense to San Diego, and they're 1 point behind. Look at
the
that.
Bears ease in again, blowing away Atlanta. Chicago 12-0.
Well, they are the NFL's bullies, aren't they?
They don't just beat people, they're muggings. Downfield, and here come the Houston Oilers. Willie Drury takes it across the 20 to the 22. Now you remember the kicker for Houston is a long-range bomber. Tony Zendejas is hit today from 52 yards away. So Oliver Luck, with 3 timeouts to work with, will be moving the ball downfield, throwing it, trying to get in range for a long field goal, which, if successful, could still win the game for Houston. 36 seconds to play, and the Chargers have a 35-34 lead.
Well, I'll tell you, the Houston Oilers fans think that this game is finished. About half of them have left.
Oliver Luck, with 3 men running deep patterns, gets time. There's a throw and a strike to Drew Hill. He's out to the 46-yard line. 29 seconds left, and the Oilers use one of their timeouts.
Don, the San Diego Chargers going with a prevent defense, and everybody out there in San Diego says, what in the hell for? But the theory is,
prevents you from winning.
Yeah, the prevent defense, all those defensive backs are protecting is the yardage behind them. They could care less. They could care less if the ball is caught in front of them. All they want to do is make the tackle inbounds, hope that the offense has to use a timeout, and you hope that the clock gets them before they get you. And I will agree that it doesn't work very often.
Well, I'll tell you, one guy's going to get the ball again, Drew Hill.
He's had a big day. I think that was his 4th or 5th catch of the day.
4 receptions for Drew Hill for 84 yards.
And 1 touchdown? 1 touchdown. There's Mr. Zendejas.
Oliver Luck is 23 of 38 for 261 yards.
Who do you start next week?
Let's wait till the final 29 seconds. And Oliver could have a W. The Chargers now might show a blitz. Coming with a 4-man rush. Luck steps in. Sack, free ball.
First down if they get it.
It's a first down at the 36-yard line. Tim Smith got the ball. Now they're going to rule it a sack back here. Let's see. They're bringing the ball back. They're having officials conference.
Ben Dreit marked the spot where it appeared that there was a sack. Now remember the rule in the last 2 minutes. The only guy who can recover a fumble for plus yardage in the last 2 minutes is the guy who fumbled it. That's the old Pete Banaszak.
Yeah.
He threw the football beyond the line. That's the illegal forward pass. 5-yard penalty and a loss of a down.
Yep, that's
loss of down too.
That's a Pete Banaszak rule that was instituted a couple of years ago. The play happened against San Diego. Now, we couldn't see if Luck did in fact throw the ball forward. He's hit from the right side. It does appear that he threw the ball forward. No question about it. Now the rule states that the only guy that can recover that ball is the guy who fumbled it. And it is a penalty. Good call by Ben Dreit and his crew. I think they're right on the money on that one.
Tell you one thing, when the Chargers play, it's worth getting in line to buy a ticket.
Yes. They keep it entertaining, don't they?
They sure do. So a very expensive call. It's a loss of down in the legal forward pass. That would make it 2nd down and 15 where they're spotting the ball. Now, We'll send him back into the huddle. I think that they want to do, they're going to put some more time back on. Hugh Campbell was protesting that. Some time ran down.
Yeah.
It should have been dead right at the point of the illegal forward pass. Fans don't know what's going on because the clock running out is down to 3, 2, 1 and out. They're hoping.
Yeah, how do they decide how much time is left on the clock, though?
Well, they're punching down the clock now. There you see it. Now they're going to start to tick. So if you'll bear with us as we get down to about, what, 20 seconds?
Maybe a little less than that. Not much less than that, though.
It's been a wild game here at Houston's Astrodome. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. The Oilers, an underdog, came out with 14 first quarter points. Led 14-0 after the first period of play. Extended that lead to 17-0. The Chargers, turning the ball over 5 times in the first half, were stunned. Then they rallied and got a touchdown before halftime. It was a 17-7 game at half. Chargers, scoring on their first 2 possessions of the third quarter, came back to take a 21-20 lead.
Don, they collected 9 seconds there.
22 seconds on the clock. 2nd down and 15 coming up. Oliver Luck stands in. He lets her rip. It's too short for Drew Hill. He was sacked as he got rid of the ball, and Oliver Luck flat on his back at the 30. Coming in to get him on the play was Lee Williams, number 99. Game clock stopped on the incomplete pass with 18 seconds to play. The Oilers still with 2 timeouts. Chargers out of theirs as the Chargers, seemingly out of the game again, did it. Driving down the field, a 4th down play. And Dan Fouts with nothing to go on but 1 down, no timeouts remaining. Gunned the ball into the end zone. Wes Chandler took it wide open for a touchdown. Extra point by Thomas was good. And that's where we stand now. San Diego's in the lead, 35-34. 3rd down and 15 for Houston. Luck fires. Incomplete. Coverage was good. The ball skips in incomplete at the 30. He was looking at Tim Smith.
Covered by John Hendy. Excellent job by Hendy. Just making sure he was between the quarterback and the receiver. 13 seconds left.
Now Trump, here's the game for Houston. This is 4th down coming up, 4th and 15 with 13 seconds to play, and the Oilers trailing the Chargers by 1 point, 35-34.
Well, you got to try to get the ball to Drew Hill. He's been your most consistent receiver, he or Jamie Williams. 5 defensive backs now for the San Diego Chargers. A 4-man rush and 2 linebackers.
4th down. This is it for the Oilers. Oliver Luck taking a deep drop. He throws. Tim Smith is open. He has the ball for a 1st down inside the 35-yard line. And they call timeout with 7 seconds left.
Same play. Absolutely the same play. Hendy in the coverage. Smith on the reception. Watch it. Watch the way this ball is thrown. That is a perfect strike. Smith goes down and gets it. 7 seconds left. At this point, it would be a 47-yard field goal. Am I right? 37, yeah.
What they're doing, they're sending Zendejas out now with 7 seconds left. Reason being inconceivably a bad snap. They could call timeout quickly enough to get another chance at it.
So it'll be a 47-yarder, I believe. Maybe 48. 51.
So the heat is on. Glenn Fry sings, and Zendejas comes out ready to try a field goal that'll win the game if he hits it. 7 seconds to play. San Diego 35, Houston 34.
That 52-yarder, his longest of the season.
This will be a 51-yarder. Chargers with 11 men on the line. Here comes the rush. Kick is on the way. It is up. It's good. 2 seconds left, and Houston comes back to win it.
God, Zendejas made that with plenty of room to spare. That was not even close.
Tony Zendejas, a rookie, hitting 3 field goals today all long.
Watch how high up the uprights this ball goes through. He had plenty of leg on this one. There's not even any question on that. When does he know it's true? He knows he hits it. About 20 yards down the field, he knows it's good. Minutes ago, nobody had even spoken to him.
How about Oliver Luck? Has he been a big story? Getting the starting call in the stead of injured Warren Moon. Oliver Luck threw 24 completions for 286 yards today, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. And now about all the San Diego Chargers can hope for is for Gary Anderson to run it back the distance. 2 seconds left, and it's 37-35. The Oilers have taken back the lead in a most unbelievable football game. But every week when the Chargers play, it's unbelievable.
You're right. You are absolutely correct. Anderson, you remember, ran one back 98 yards last week.
He's not going to get a chance today, though, Trump. That thing's going to be skipping in about 10 bounces.
As a matter of fact, Zendejas is going to kick off instead of Lee Johnson. Yeah, the clock starts the minute it's touched by the minute it's touched by the offense. That's when the clock starts. So Houston takes a timeout.
Huey Campbell saying, boys, don't fail me now.
Yeah. Well, there's no question they squibbed this kick.
New England and the Jets in overtime. Giant Stadium. Patriots rallying late in the game to gain a tie there. And Detroit and Tampa Bay down in Florida are playing in overtime after ending regulation tied at 16. And of course on Thursday the Jets go against the Lions at Pontiac, Michigan. You'll see it on NBC Sports. Thanksgiving football beginning with NFL 85 at 12 noon, followed by a matchup of 2 of the better teams. Certainly the Lions are when they're on the home field, and the Jets, if they win today, will go into that game with a 9-3 record.
Don, just a thought here, no matter what happens, you have to think about San Diego running some type of reverse, a pass off the kickoff return.
This is going to be like that Stanford play.
Yeah. Cal Stanford. Yeah. Anything could happen here.
Cal return is in order here. Bouncer downfield, picked up. They throw it back. Here's a pass.
That's illegal. That's illegal.
Over.
That's illegal.
Lionel James doesn't think it is, though. He's going to keep on working. He's not done yet.
That's illegal.
Look at James. He's in open field.
That's illegal.
But the play is whistled dead, and that is it.
A forward pass. Illegal forward pass. Houston wins.
Mojo's on the field. Absolutely phenomenal ending. A great and bitter disappointment again for the Chargers. The same thing they suffered a week ago when seemingly they had the game ready to win. This time they seem to have it won, scoring with seconds to play. The Oilers come back on the long field goal by Zendejas and take a 37-35 game. We'll be back with a final thought after this update from NBC News in New York.